What's going on, people? Welcome back. Only Facts Sports. Already know what it is. We're here. We are here. Ben Whittaker versus Gavazi. His Ben Whittaker's first fight on Matchroom. Let's see what happens. We're expecting Ben Whittaker to obviously move through Gavazi pretty easily. We're excited to see him move through the gears and go and take on some better opposition. Do you know what I'm saying? That's what we're here for. Gavazi, 19-1, 30, Germany, 13 KOs in 19 fights. Not really fought at any type of high level, really, to be honest with you. Like I say, this is all about how Ben Whittaker can move through the division and what kind of fights we're going to see him in. Because Ben Whittaker, well gone, Ravage, what you saying? Ben Whittaker, what you saying for Ben Whittaker tonight, bro? And I just see as well Tottenham are 2-0 down 17 minutes into their game. So that's made me very, very happy as well. When did they concede? In the first 10 minutes, they conceded two. So boy, I don't know about this Tottenham team still. Ben Whittaker, 28 years old. Do you know what I'm saying? 28 now. But still early in his pro career, 9 fights, 6 stoppages, but pretty low level opposition. 23-6 with Liam Cameron, 12-0 with Aaron Yecker. 7-1, 10-13, low level opposition, not even really British level guys, to be honest with you. And then in comes Benjamin Gavazi, 19-1, nothing really to shout home about, kind of basic. Do you know what I'm saying? Spurs are making it a good day for me. Me too, bro. Me too, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna lie. 2-0 down in 10 minutes. I'm happy about that. 80 and Ravage are both here. Yes, I am live tomorrow for the Chelsea game. Don't worry about that. I'm gonna be live tomorrow for the Chelsea game. And in fact, while you man are here, do you know what I might do? I don't actually know the time of this fight with Fraser Clark and Jamie TKV, but I'm going to see if I can actually get that up on my phone at the same time and see. Okay, here we go. Right. So I've got the zone on the big TV, and um I've got the BBC boxing. BBC boxing sounds crazy, but I got that there. Reckon Ben will knock this guy out. I think if he can't knock him out, I think there's not problems. I'm not going to say there's problems, but like I say, Gavazi isn't he's only lost one fight, but and that fight wasn't a stoppage. I think that they're hoping Ben can stop this guy, and then they can say, listen, this is his first. This would be the first time this guy's ever been stopped. We're in round 8 of Wong versus Gwyn, so we'll keep an eye on that. There's a lot of blood on the face of Wong, of Gwyn, sorry. So let's see if that can get stopped. But if not, that gives me some time to chat to the chat, get warmed up, ready for the fight, etc. Never heard of this Gavazi, Brer. You and me both. Expressions ain't coming back from days off soon. Is he still streaming, or is he at the game, or is he? I don't even know what X is doing, but he's got to be fuming 100%. Yeah, never heard of Gavazi before. Bro, show live, please. Nah, I can't show you the fight. Man will get my channel taken down, my bro. Come on, G. Can't show you the fight. Let me just look up the undercard for this boxer card so I can try and see what the running order is. Because I like Fraser Clark personally. I know, he's not no world champion or world beater, but um and Jamie TKV kind of annoys me. I don't know what he's on. So I want to see the undercard. Let's have a look here. I think I've got the undercard here. Right now, Hennessy, there's a Gyal fight on, and that's only in round 2. So realistically, if it's a Gyal fight, it's going to go for the full 10 rounds, if we're being honest. Where can I see? Jack Massey was on that card. Jack Massey's kind of dead. And they reckon that's going to get underway, the main event at 9 p.m. Why can't I see the card, bro? Why is it impossible to find a boxing undercard these days? Like I can't find a graphic for it or nothing. One second, man. Then why can I not find an undercard? I guess, to be fair, I don't even know how much they would have. You know what it is? Yeah, this card is so shit. They're probably not even promoting the undercard. Do you know what I'm saying? Because it's just whack. Like, my live for tomorrow is scheduled at 4 a.m. I will change that. Shane did it all. Do you know what it is? Shane is flying out to Mexico. And so he's obviously just done it in a rush, but he's flying out to Mexico on Monday or Tuesday. So I will change that. Thank you for letting me know. Are you going to Rance's fight? Are you doing a watch along? I'm going to do a watch along for Rance's fight as well. So please do be here for that. That's next week, Saturday. Next week, Saturday, we're streaming all day. We're streaming all day. Jai Opataya is fighting, and that's in Australia. So that's actually going to be 9 a.m. my time. So if you're here in the UK, Saturday morning, we're going to be streaming Saturday morning time. I'm doing a rants, bro. I'm on an all-dayer. Then in the afternoon / evening, 7, 8 o'clock, we're going to do a live for Rance's fight. And then at 2, 3 in the morning, we're going to be live for Cruz versus Roach. So we're live all day. Shout out Mustafa. What are you saying, my guy? Shout out Ravage in the chat as always. Nathaniel, how many fights before Ben Whittaker? Ben Whittaker's the next fight. This is going into round 9, and then Ben Whittaker's the very next fight. Is it just you today? Yeah. Do you know what? Yeah, this fight is not big enough to get Shane to come out of his yard. Like, we didn't even go live for the card. We're just live for this one fight. Do you know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, this fight, the fight that's underneath this one, pause, is in round 9 right now. So within the next, 6 minutes, this fight's going to be done, and then we're going to be on to the main event, and then we're going to wrap up the live because man's not on that. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not watching this whole card. Fights on BBC 3. It's on BBC 2. I've got it up on my phone still. Totally forgot Roach was fighting. Yeah, the promotion for that's not been great, especially over here. I guess there's no point putting money into UK promotion because how many people are going to cover it? But I'm going to be here covering it because this is my life now. Nick, your live tomorrow is scheduled. Yep. Well, Nick, we saying Mac. I beg you check to see if Expressions is good. This is rough. Absolutely not. Have you seen Joey Barton? You know what it is, Nathaniel? I don't know if you know about Joey Barton's brother, but Joey Barton's brother is in jail for being racist and murdering a guy. So, and his whole family's known racists. So I don't acknowledge Joey Barton, not for banter, not for anything. I refuse to give Joey Barton any type of engagement, any type of likes, any type of anything. Even when he says something that I might agree with, I will find someone else on the internet to agree with and just don't give him any airtime because, like I say, him and his family are known racists, and his brother is actually in jail for murdering a black man in a racist attack. It's not that he murdered someone who was black, but they had separate beef. He's known for murdering a black man on a racist thing. So I'm not interested in him. So I could just hear someone shouting from my kitchen. You hear Gets got extra charges for reckless driving. I heard about that. Are you taking the piss? Come on, guys. 12 in the chat, 4 likes, KMT. That's it. More Arsenal. That's what I'm saying. But get some likes on the video, man. And get some likes on the video. I'm trying to see, like I say, on the I've got Ben Whittaker's card here, and I've got the Jamie TKV card and Fraser Clark card here. I'm trying to see what the running order is for the Fraser Clark card. The Ben Whittaker card, I know Ben Whittaker's the next fight. Okay, here it is. Okay, so after the girl fight, Francesca Hennessy and Fabiana by Tiki, it looks like that's pronounced. Bobby Dalton and Joel Kodua, British welterweight title. Okay, cool. So I'll watch the main event. That might not even go on too long, and then I'll stay here for the Clark versus Jamie TKV. So that sounds like a plan. And let me see if Tottenham have conceded any more goals, blood. No, they haven't. Still 2-0 to Tottenham. At home as well. Like, losing 2-0 to Fulham at home is dark, bro. It's dark. What a tackle from Van der Ven. Man don't care, bro. He's a speed merchant, bro. Yeah, he's a good centre-back still, but man don't care in it. Do you know what I'm saying? If he was that wavy, they wouldn't be getting smashed by us and all the rest of it. Do you know what I'm saying? Where's your co-host? Shane is flying out to Mexico, so he's not here. He's preparing for his flight. And if we're being honest, this is not even really worth Shane coming out for, if I'm being totally honest. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, Shane don't live with me, innit? Shane lives obviously in his own yard, but Shane lives like not far. It's like, it's awkward, innit? Shane's like half an hour away in a car, 20 minutes maybe in a car, or about an hour on the train. So if we're not going to do a long live, we're not covering the whole card, there's no point in even being here. Do you know what I'm saying? So we do all the shooting from my house. So for me, it's calm. If he wants to jump on StreamYard, he can. But I'm on Shane's DAZN account. So if he jumps on the stream, only one of us can watch the fight. So, and Shane's not interested in this fight. So the second goal was funny. I might look that up actually. traveling North London makes no sense by train. Yeah, bro, Southeast is the worst though. So my brethren asked me to go to his house. He lives in Southeast, like Bickley, like deep bandit country, Southeast. And I was just like, bro, you live in the middle of nowhere. Like, man just lives nowhere. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, there's no direct way to get to him. So be taking 2 hours to get from Wembley to Barnet. Exactly, bro. And in a car, it's like it's like a 40-minute drive, bro. Southeast is calm, quick Bakerloo. Nah, that's not Southeast enough. That's zone 2 Southeast. My man lives in like past Bromley, past Beckenham Junction. Once you get them sides, there's no tube, there's no overground, there's nothing. There's just one rail that goes into like Charing Cross or something. And that's it. But yeah, I think talk to me about Ben Whittaker. Is there anyone in here, Nathaniel, you because you're American especially, but is there anyone in here that really that rates Ben Whittaker and thinks that on this channel we're a bit harsh to him and feels like maybe he can, he can go places and do things? Like, is there anyone that has that feeling, or is it pretty much the same way that we feel about him? You know what I mean? That's what I want to know. Ravage, you must not watch the weekly show, blood. Me and Shane both have these on the weekly podcast. You know what I'm saying? We got the merch, man. We got the merch. I think he's decent, but that's it. Define decent. Like decent British level. Decent, like someone said on the chat the other day, oh, they're gonna feed Anthony Yard to Whittaker. I said, bro, that's not a feeding for Anthony Yard, bro. Yard will smash Ben Whittaker. Yard's lost, but Yard lost to top opponents. Like, Yard lost to Benavides. Like, Yard can still crack. Yard is still athletic. Yard, like, saying that he'll get fed to Whittaker like he's just a bum is crazy, in my opinion. Absolutely crazy. I think right now, if they fought, Yard wins that fight. Samson, what are you saying? Ben Whittaker can be fringe world class if they move him like they moved Crocker. I think light heavyweight's a tougher division though. I don't think Ben Whittaker beats Callum Smith. I really don't. It's not the punching with Ben Whittaker. It's the defense with Ben Whittaker. And what we saw from Liam Cameron, he don't like getting hit. Callum Smith cracks him, it's a long day. Do you know what I'm saying? He does more tricks than punches. I'd agree with that. Yard won't smash him, pause. I don't know how them man get on. I'm not from them sides. I'm from West. We don't deal with that in West. Do you know what I'm saying? But them funny, man. I don't know how them man get on. But nah, facts, pause on that. I don't think he goes far. He's going to be like Conor Ben. No, hold on. We got to have a conversation because you're saying he's not going to go far, but Conor Ben's going to be fighting for world titles pretty soon. Zach Parker. That's a fight I'd like to see. Because Zach Parker, he kept falling on the floor, but other than falling on the floor, he actually boxed very well. Zach Parker boxed very, very well in that fight. That fight's over, by the way. Wong versus Gwyn is over, which means that Ben Whittaker's fight will be up next. That's what we're all here for. No, I don't think he'll win a title. But I'm saying when you say he'll go as far, like, I think Conor Ben makes a lot more money over the course of his career than Ben Whittaker. I think he'll be at world level because he's a big name and he's trading off his dad's legacy. I think Conor Ben will be at world level for longer. I think that Ben Whittaker, if he went and fought Benavides, let's say, and he got Brock up, his career's finished. Finished. Absolutely finished. Like, Conor Ben could lose to Shakur and not actually be finished because he's got enough legacy behind him. He brings enough name. He's got enough fan base. Conor Ben versus Ryan Garcia, I think, is perfect because they're both big names in boxing, but no titles. So they kind of need each other as dance partners. There are multiple big names for Conor Ben to fight at 147, even if he loses. We've seen Conor Ben lose, sell out a stadium, and then win. I don't think that's the same for Ben Whittaker. He doesn't have the loyalty. He doesn't have the fan base. He doesn't even have the resume. We haven't seen him do great things yet. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. I don't think he's not world level, but I think Conor Ben will go further, in my opinion. I think he's on the tier of Lyndon Arthur. I think Lyndon Arthur's a tier above him. I really do. I put Noonan Arthur's a tier above Yard. Could be like when Spencer Crawford left the division. Fight for a vacant belt against who? Who? Against who? Even if he fights for a vacant, though, he dove over the ropes to stop himself from getting stopped by Liam Cameron. Liam Cameron is not even British level. He's not even British level. If you're going to have to dive over the ropes to not get stopped by Liam Cameron, if they put up a vacant title against David Morrell beats him. If they put up a vacant title against Yard beats him. If they put up a vacant title against Joe Smith Jr., Joe Smith Jr. beats him. If they put up a vacant title, which is what I'm saying, like, I don't even know if he can win a vacant. I don't even know if he can win a vacant. Against Callum Smith? Callum Smith is got a solid chin and hits hard. If Callum Smith walks Whittaker into the corner, Whittaker's chin, we can already see, is suspicious. Extremely suspicious. We can say Yard's chin is suspect, but yeah, I mean, Ben Whittaker versus Beterbiev, I wouldn't even sanction that for health reasons. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, Ben Whittaker might die. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, impossible. Callum Smith definitely beats him. Callum Smith is like, this is what I'm saying. Callum Smith, Yard, them man are fringe world level. Them man will lose to world champions, but make it a decent competitive fight. I don't even know that he can make it a Ben Whittaker can't even make it a competitive fight. He might die. It will be a crime scene as it stands. Unless that he needs to show me a lot more. He needs to show me a lot more, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Because Liam Cameron can't hit as hard as any of these man. Any of these man. If you can't beat Yard, we haven't seen a gas tank from Whittaker. We don't know what his gas tank is like. We don't know what his power is like. We don't know what his chin is like. We don't know any of these things. Do you know what I'm saying? These men are crooks, and they can. I hear you, but Ben Whittaker, what I'm saying is Ben Whittaker needs to build his name first. Brian Norman Jr. had a knockout of the year contender. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, we ain't seen that. What has he got? What have we seen Ben Whittaker do? He did the old Emmanuel Augustus drunken master movement, but against a very, very, very low level opponent. A very low level. I'm not even trying to be rude. A very, very low level opponent. Do you know what I'm saying? So what have we actually seen? What have we seen? Do you mean? Who was it that he was doing that drunken master movement to? Who was the actual fighter he was fighting when he did that? I can't remember the guy's name, but I'll look up his record and we'll see that guy was not it. Was it Beluski? Beluski's got 18 wins, 10 losses with 5 knockouts. Like 5, he's lost by a stoppage 5 times. Or was it the fight before? I can't even remember. But the level of opponent was terrible. Okay, now you're going too far. Man speaking on him like he's a scrub. He's not that bad. Bro, let's see. We're gonna see tonight. We're gonna try and see. Tonight is about us trying to figure out what sort of level he is. Do you know what I'm saying? They can find Ben Whittaker a Jin Sasaki bum. True. Viterbo smokes him, but Nick's moving a bit too far. Nah, man. Bro, I've seen you get put under pressure and you dived over the ropes and faked an injury in order to get out of the fight. That's what I'm basing this on. If you're gonna do that, then it's over for you. If those are the lengths that you're gonna go to, then it's over for you. Do you know what I'm saying? And like Nathaniel just said, he's not even fought 12 rounds before, brother. He's fought 3 6 rounds. He's fought 8 rounds 4 times, and he's fought 10 rounds. Tonight is a 10-rounder. He's fought 10 rounds 3 times. He's never even fought 12 rounds. Ever as a pro. Do you know what I mean? So we don't know anything about his gas tank. We don't know anything about his power. We don't know how his power carries if it carries late to a fight. We don't know anything about this guy. We have no information. So we're still in the information building part of his resume. Man talking about diving, but bro, man fist man up in the second fight. So that doesn't matter. I won't judge him until I see him against a decent opposition. But this is what I'm saying. If you took a dive in a fight against a man that you should have broke up, that's relevant to me. Do you know what I'm saying? The fact that Anthony Yard looked so bad against Lyndon Arthur in the third fight is relevant to me. Some people said it didn't matter because he broke him up in the second fight or the first fight, whatever fight it was. He broke him up. But I said it does matter because you're showing me what we might see from you in the future. I'm not going to base what I think. A lot of men think Arsenal can't win the league because they're basing it on what they've seen of Arsenal before. Do you know what I'm saying? Which makes sense. So let's see this fight after we can make assumptions. But I've seen enough fights. I've seen 9 of his fights, bro. It's not assumptions. I'm just talking about what he's done. If he does more, I'll change my opinion. But as it stands, this is what I've seen from him. Lewis Crocker is a world champion at 147. I hear you, but boxing isn't logical anymore. It's assets and profit. I hear you. That's why Eddie Hearn's trying to make him a profit-making machine. But like I said, he's been fighting such a low level. Let me look at the 175 rankings now. Let's do that so we can see if there's vacant titles there. Let's start looking at kind of who he might end up in a vacant title against, if that makes sense. Let's do that. So Bivol is okay, cool. If Bivol vacates the WBO, Callum Smith is interim. So Callum Smith would be world champion. Callum Smith's about to fight David Morrell. I don't know if that's for the interim spot or not. Maybe it is. But we all agree, as it stands right now, he's not beating Callum Smith. Definitely not. Look at the fight Callum Smith had with Josh Buatsi. He can't you can't jump over the ropes against Liam Cameron and think you can stand in front of punches from Josh Buatsi and from Callum Smith. You just can't. Like, I'm not even trying to be harsh. You just can't. Do you know what I'm saying? Then WBC's David Benavidez. He might vacate. Artur Beterbiev is number 1. Just don't bother. Just stay away. WBA is Dimitri Bivol, but Benavidez is the regular champion, so Benavidez could maybe fight at 175 for a vacant. Dimitri Bivol also in the IBF, but Ben Whittaker's ranked 14 in those rankings. Zach Parker's ranked 13, David Morrell, Connor Wallace, etc. As it stands, where's he ranked the highest? 14 with the IBF, 13 with the WBA, number 9 with the WBC. Blood fire. This is what Samson was just talking about. This is ridiculous. Number 9. Disgusting. And number 12. So number 9, he's ranked highest, and that's David Benavidez. As it stands currently, what I'm trying to say is for him to move into a world title shot, anything, he's got to come across a killer. Do you know what I'm saying? Like Crocker Donovan caught Eddie Hearn maneuvered them in such a way that they could fight for that belt, knowing that Boots was going to vacate. Even if Bivol's injured, and if Bivol's injured, he has to fight Beterbiev. If Bivol comes back from injury, he'd have to fight Bivol. If Benavidez moves up, he's going to have to fight Beterbiev anyway. There's not a route as it stands right now, this moment, there's not a route for him to get to a world title shot and not fight a killer. There's no way for him to do that. Do you know what I'm saying? Zach Parker's his best option. Those are the kind of fights I want to see from him. Zach Parker and those kind of men. Do you know what I'm saying? Just to see where he's at. Do you know what I mean? I thought the fight was next, but it's Aaron Bowen, Tom Cowlin next. See, they've changed the order again. They always do this. They've changed the order again. I looked on DAZN's page. DAZN's own Instagram page has the wrong order. But it's cool. We can chill. They likely move in the IBF route. Look at who is number 1. Let's look at IBF again. Yeah. But Beterbiev will be there wanting that belt. David Morrell will be there. I see it though. Maybe. And that guy, that Michael Eifert guy is German as well. So maybe they're trying to build up this German audience. And he's got the same similar record as well. 13 wins, 1 loss. Yeah, maybe they got IBF. Even then, the WBC are criminals for having my man at 9. Just don't make no sense. Big up Sammy. Sammy, what you say, my bro? Yeah, bro, Mali. If you look at the Instagram page, bro, it's the order's wrong, bro. I try and time it just to come live for the main event. Man, weren't trying to watch these fights, but it's what it is. But yeah, he can be mandatory if he beats him. Maybe that's the easiest route. WBC do have him ranked the highest. That's true. Benavidez ducking Bivol narrative is wrong. Yeah, not ducking. He's not ducking him, but like there's ducking's the wrong word, but like it's frustrating for me to see Benavidez talk about moving to cruiser without clearing out the division. Do you know what I'm saying? Like not even fighting a Beterbiev, not even fighting. Like we know there's two guys at that class. There's crazy. There's the two guys. So you moving up looks like you're ducking smoke because you could fight Beterbiev now in a defense, and then you could go and fight. But by that time, Bivol can come back from his injury. You could fight Bivol. But you moved there. You took an Anthony Yard who wasn't great, and you took a Morel who people might say is a little bit early in his career, etc., etc. You beat them. It's great, but you might go through the division and in history have never moved into the division and have never fought the two main guys that were at that division. Which I think is a little bit stinky. You know what I'm saying? He loses to Parker. We've got to see it. I don't know. Shout out to Isham. I was thinking about it earlier. Why is it bad when Saudis play national anthem before fights, but not bad when Americans do it? It's just random, innit? Like, it just feels like with Americans, they only play the national anthem when the fight is in America or the fighter is American. With Saudis, they will put a fight on in Vegas and play the national anthem. Just because, what, they've paid money, I guess? They've put the money up, but there's no historical significance for that national anthem with regards to the boxing. Do you know what I'm saying? So I got a question. Why does Tank Davis still have a WBA title? Why wouldn't he? Why wouldn't he, bro? He can just, bro, at the end of the day, if the world took beating up your gal seriously, half the footballers and boxers that we love wouldn't have careers, blood. Do you know what I'm saying? The whole world would look different. Do you know what I'm saying? Andrew Tate's the CEO of Misfits. Man, don't take domestic violence seriously. That's just a fact of life. That's a fact. You might take it seriously, and I might take it seriously, but at the end of the day, the world at large don't take it seriously, bro. You know what I'm saying? For the most part, don't clip me out of context, but most man can thump up their gal and their life is going unscathed. Do you know what I'm saying? So man are saying Mason Greenwood should be in the England team and stuff. Like, man don't care in it. Sammy Khan, I'm interested to see what that Spider Suleiman does. He was on the prelims. We need to see if what his chin is saying when it gets rocked. He's not going to fight anyone serious. He's not going to fight anybody serious. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just, yeah. We know already. We know. What weight is he at? Spider, super feather. What was he, 130? Man, them don't want it with the 130 guys. Let's be real. Do you know what I'm saying? Who's down at 130 right now? I'm scrolling. Yeah. Nah, he's not anywhere, bro. You got Navarrete down there, Roach down there, Raymond Ford is down there. Yeah, he ain't doing nothing down there. Let's be real. Let's be real. He isn't going to beat Benavidez. He isn't going to beat Beterbiev. Ahmad Diallo said. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I think, Beterbiev getting old. That's the truth. Beterbiev is getting old, bro. Beterbiev is my guy. Like, man, no, Beterbiev has been my guy for a long time, but he's getting old, man. I think Benavidez can beat Zerdo. Mm, I'm just a little bit worried about his power. If Zerdo don't respect his power, it's a long day. That's the only thing. He said Beterbiev didn't want to fight him this year, and Bivol was injured. That's why he moved up. What do you mean by this year? It's November. Of course, Beterbiev's not going to fight him this year. Beterbiev's like 40. How old is Beterbiev now? He's like 40 or something. He's going to need a decent sized camp. Yeah, Beterbiev's 40 and turns 41 in January. So he will need a decent sized camp. And it's December. So of course not going to fight him this year. Man's traumatized by waiting too long for Canelo. Yeah, but you can't compare my guy Beterbiev to Canelo. Beterbiev is an all-time great, blood. Do you know what I'm saying? Canelo's got an all-time great resume, but we know what it is with Canelo already, bro. He hasn't defended his WBA since 2022, I think, against the mandatory. Of course, but we know Tank flipping went and defended his belt against the world champion from the weight class below him, just to avoid champions from his own weight class. That's what it is. Jamie TKV fight next, I think. Respect Fraser Clark, blood. This is the Fraser Clark fight, blood. This ain't the Jamie TKV fight. Get out of it, bro. But yeah, I did see that. They said the ring walks 9 o'clock, so we'll see. I don't think Benavidez can walk down Beterbiev because of the stopping track's power. I think Beterbiev will hurt him. That's what makes that fight interesting for me. Two come forward fighters. Benavidez will have to fight a very different style of fight. Beterbiev is a pressure fighter with power, which nullified Benavidez' skill. Benavidez will get cracked walking forwards by Beterbiev. That's true. All of that is true. All of that is true. I agree with that. But Benavidez does have a great gas tank. He has a great gas tank. And like I say, Beterbiev will be 41. If they fight next year, it's going to be 41 because he turns 41 in Jan. So who knows? Halftime in the Spurs game, they're still 2-0 down. Beterbiev is 40 and has a bum knee. Sadly, he is done, in my opinion. I'm not going to say he's done because Beterbiev right now still beats most people in the division, but he might be done at the top level. That might be true. I don't know if Beterbiev can still mix it with Bivol or like the Beterbiev we saw in the first Bivol fight is probably the best Beterbiev we're going to see against the Bivol, if that makes sense. If they keep fighting time and time again, I think Bivol will have his number. He's had elbow injuries, shoulder injuries, knee injuries, and he's 41. He's just going to be slowing down. But he definitely isn't done. I wouldn't say he's done. Do you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I wouldn't say he's done for sure. I think Benavidez should just move to Cruiser. I think he'd inject some life into that division. Impossible. Cruiser is so boring. Like, it's always been boring. Cruiserweight is just boring. No one cares. I actually don't know why no one cares. I don't know if it's because, I don't know if it's because it's not got the word heavyweight in it. Like, I don't know if there's something to do with people just like the word heavyweight. So whether you have heavyweight or light heavyweight, people just like the word heavyweight. Do you know what I'm saying? I wonder if he changed it to like junior heavyweight, if it would change anything. But cruiserweight is never like, they always have to go down or go up to get any type of recognition, depending on, Hay and Usyk and, Usyk weren't getting the flowers until he moved to heavyweight. Hay weren't getting the flowers till he moved to heavyweight. The cruiserweight is just an ugly division, always is. So, I don't know. I think Bivol will 2-0, 10-2 Benavidez, probably. Like I say, Beterbiev gave a good account of himself in the first fight. They gave him the result. I was happy with that because Beterbiev's my guy. I do think Bivol probably realistically won it on points, but they gave it to Beterbiev, and that's the best Beterbiev we're going to see. Beterbiev's not getting better as he gets older. You know what I'm saying? That's not happening. Do you know what I mean? He beats everyone bar Bivol at 75. That's why I'm saying he's not done. Man can't say he's done. He's not done. He beats everybody. He beats everybody at 175. Do you know what I'm saying? Evander Holyfield had to move to heavyweight 100%. Like, no one really is like an all-time great from just what they did at cruiser. That's very, very rare. It would have to be packaged with some other stuff. Do you know what I'm saying? Even in great eras, but we had a great cruiserweight era with Usyk and Gassiev. Gassiev's at heavyweight now as well. Like, no one cares about that. No one cares about cruiser. Aaron Bowen is in the ring. Is this another 10 rounder? I want this fight to be done already, man. It ain't even started yet. They got George Groves on commentary in the BBC Sports studio for the Fraser Clark Jamie TKV fight. And Bowen versus Cowlin is just starting on DAZN. This dual stream is mad. I got multiple. Ellie Scotney's there, unified champion. Obviously, my West London guy, George Groves, been in the gym with him before, boxed with him. George is my guy. One of the best British boxers, technically, to come out of the UK. I wonder when Katayev will be back in the mix. His fight with Morel was close. Yeah, I hope he's back soon as well, especially against good opponents. How do you think? How good do you think Vidal Riley is, though? Better than we're used to seeing in Britain. Vidal Riley has the potential to be top British European champion. World levels is the question. What I do like about Vidal Riley, though, is I think that he would move to America. I think he would up sticks and move. I would hope, what I want to see from Vidal is that he uses the British system to get to where he needs to get to, and then moves to America and really takes himself to the next level. Like a Jack Catterall, but earlier than Jack Catterall did it. Do you know what I'm saying? That's what I'd like to see from him. And I could see him doing it. He's got the character to do it. Whether he does it or not, we'll see. But he's definitely, he's moved to America before, like Manly Talks. I'd like to see him. Sorry, man, I'm ill. I'm not even ill, man. It's got a cold. But yeah, Vidal's got serious potential. Do you think Jake Paul actually makes it into the ring in 3 weeks? Yes, I think that he does. I think that he has a deal with Netflix, and I don't think that he's actually able to back out, or he would have backed out. We know he doesn't want to be in there with AJ. He asked Francis Ngannou for the fight. He asked Ryan Garcia for the fight. He asked mad different people for the fight, and he don't want to be in there with AJ. We could see in his face he's actually terrified. When he did the face off of AJ, he was actually terrified. He doesn't want to be there. He might fake an injury, but I think he just goes for it. I think he just goes for it. It's a win-win situation for him, other than actual physical damage. Do you know what I'm saying? Because he might get seriously physically damaged. And part of me hopes that he does. And that's a terrible thing, because as a boxer and a former boxer myself, I'm supposed to not really want to see anyone get hurt. But at the same time, when I see people, in my opinion, make a mockery of the sport, I really want to see them out of the sport. And I wouldn't mind seeing Jake Paul out of the sport entirely. He does bring eyes, but I don't know if the eyes that he brings are enough to, not even enough. I don't know if the eyes that he brings offset the discrediting that he does to the sport generally. Do you know what I'm saying? I have no problem with Jake Paul if he wants to move into the pro ranks and just be a pro. That's cool. And fight cruiserweights. And even if he fought cruiserweights at like a medium level, it doesn't have to be the top level, but he wants to make millions, and you can't make the millions without the risk of the millions. Do you know what I'm saying? If he moved into cruiserweight and went and fought mid-level cruiserweight guys, realistically, he wouldn't make whatever millions he's going to make. So he goes and fights AJ, which he shouldn't be doing, but that's what it is. And you have to take the licks. If you're going to go and do that, then you've got to take the licks to do that. And like I say, I'm not even expecting him to go and fight a Jaya Pattaya or a Badu Jack or whatever. But you go in there with some medium level guys. Do you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't mind seeing him in there with a Vidal Riley or someone of that nature. Do you know what I mean? Where you guys can both get a check. But the check shouldn't be the sole driver of the decisions that you make in boxing, and that's what it is. So cruiserweight is like catchweight, almost bridger for 2-weight division. Cruiserweight, is just like heavyweight for skinny man blood. That's what it is. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like cruiserweight for man that are built like Shane. Do you know what I'm saying? What did you think about what Eddie Hills, Eddie Hearn and Conor Benn said about Haney? Yeah, it's obviously ridiculous. Shane put out a video about that. Shane, we clicked up a short of Shane talking about them and talking about how, you know, Eddie is obviously hypocritical when it comes to his fighters. We know Eddie's a hypocrite. I like Eddie as well, but we know he's a hypocrite. You know what I'm saying? We know we work with drug cheats when it works for him, and he'll disavow them when it don't. And, you know, depends what you want from the sport. Do you know what I'm saying? I support Arsenal. I'd rather watch, I don't know, would you rather watch Champions League final be really cagey and a 1-0 or a 5-4 in the championship? You know what I mean? Devin Haney's going to give you top level boxing that might be less entertaining. Conor Benn's going to give you more entertaining, just crazy fights. What do you want? Do you know what I'm saying? That's what it is, you know? So Katayev has a rivalry with Whittaker in the amateurs. He might end Whittaker's life in the pros. Yeah, Whittaker don't want any of these serious guys, if we're being real. Who do you think is the best British boxer of all time? I'm biased, so I'll say George Groves, but I'm being biased in it. Shane, to put the likes up on the video. Shane, if you're not busy, Shane probably laid up with a gal somewhere, or he might as well jump on the live and say, well, I'll go on to the people then. Vidal's a smart guy. He knows the sport in and out. I think he'll be good. I think so as well. The thing with Vidal, like I said, my issue with Yard was just that I don't know. Jamie TKV about to do his ring walk now, by the way. So this is good. So we can watch the Jamie TKV fight while the Little Man fight is happening on the zone. And then when this fight's done, we can move over to the main event on the zone. But I feel like Vidal will not leave the sport without having tried everything he can and pushed himself to the limit. And when I look at Anthony Yard, although he has overachieved, two things can be true at the same time. And I don't think he's leaving the sport when he leaves with, looking at himself and thinking he left no stone unturned. He might believe that in himself, but I don't believe that. He's put a mental limit on himself, in my opinion. I think he's moving like boots, though. A near 30-year-old prospect is wasting time. Who's that? Who are you referring to? Vidal? Vidal come into the sport later than Boots, though, so I'm not holding him to Boots standards. Do you know what I'm saying? Hello, Wagwan, my bro. Play with fire and get burnt 100%. Jake is contractually obligated to fight 100%. Jake Paul needs to go to Bridgerweight and get a title. Lol. Jake Paul needs to just allow it. Can Opataya go for Badu Jack? I think he can, but I don't know if there's money. I don't know if the money makes sense for him. Do you know what I'm saying? Angry sports fan, thank you, bro. Thank you for the £2. Enjoy you guys' honest takes, no BS, no bootlick, and I appreciate that. Even the people that we like I'll tell you, Shane's got a slight bias towards Devin. I got a slight bias towards London fighters. We all got our biases, but I'm gonna call it as I see it because I love boxing first. Do you know what I'm saying? All these individual boxers, one day they'll be gone. Do you know what I'm saying? One day, Shane don't want to think about this day, but Devin Haney won't be in boxing no more. Do you know what I'm saying? So there's no point pledging loyalty to Devin Haney or anyone that we like, me to Beterbiev or whatever the case may be, because boxing is going to outlive all of us, hopefully. The eyes he brings are not going to keep him watching the sport as soon as he loses for the second time. I think so. I think that could be true. Read the super chat, Nick, bro. Bro, you're not Eddie Hearn, and I'm not Conor Benn blood. You know what I'm saying? Show it on the screen then. Show it on the screen. Oh, show it on the screen. You know what? I was about to be very rude because I read it as show it on the screen then, but you didn't actually say then. You just said show it on the screen. I can't show it on the screen. So apologies. Do you know what I'm saying? Eddie Hearn is just upset he couldn't separate Devin from his dad. Bro, Samson, there's a video I sent Shane on Instagram that said that a lot of any black successful athlete with their father in the picture gets a lot of hate. And they do not like it when black successful athletes have their own father figures, because in sport, people like to come in and try to replace that father figure. I know that the Yard example was a bit delicate because his father passed away, but Tunde and Yard, there's definitely like a father figure situation there. People with their promoters, people with their managers, whatever the case may be. And when you've got a father figure in your life, like a Boots, like a Devin, all these people. You can't be punked, you can't be pimped, you can't be used, you can't be, you know what I'm saying? Not in the same way that you can if there isn't a strong male figure in your life. So that's where a lot of that frustration stems from. Let me put up this Clark versus TKV, since we ain't really getting to the Whittaker fight just yet. Slap that up there. They killed MJ's father. Bro, they'll kill all our fathers if we allow them to. Like, big man thing. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm getting ready now. We've got Clark versus Jamie TKV. On the DAZN card, they're in the third round for Bowen versus Cowlin, and that fight looks kind of dead, so I'm not going to watch that. I'm just going to watch this Clark versus TKV fight instead. Keep running up the likes, people. Big love. And this heavyweight fight shouldn't go too long, to be fair. First half of the fight, it should be done. I think this is for a British title as well. Be good to see Clark win. I've met him through DR Sports and interviewed him and stuff, so I do like him. But it lacks a little bit of spite, Clark, in the ring and out. Do you know what I'm saying? So Eddie, in a clip where he signed Devin, he noted that Bill knows all the tricks of the game. A bit mad to say, 100%. Wait, there's a title on the line. I'm pretty sure this is for a British title. I'm pretty sure this is a British title in the heavyweight fight, in the Clark Jamie TKV fight, not in the Gavazi fight. It's the Lonsdale. Shane, what is that? It says heavyweight champion Lonsdale. Is that a British title? I'm pretty sure the Lonsdale belt's the British title. Yeah, it's the British. It's the British heavyweight title. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Listen, Mally, you can laugh, yeah, but a lot of boxers that I know, this is their dream. Like, no banter. Obviously, on this channel, we follow all the like big fights and the American fights and all the rest of it. But this is a big achievement. If one of them can win this, then they're both not great. But yeah, I mean, they can. This is a really, really big achievement. I've seen man cry over winning British title fights. Do you know what I'm saying? It's a big achievement. So, especially for these two. I don't know what to think about this BBC event. Always found the production quality on Antenna TV. Man said Antenna TV boxing so poor. The difficulty with terrestrial TV is there's no barrier to entry. If you're in the UK, you can watch it. Obviously, you've got to have a TV license, but fuck that for a second. Anybody can watch it, which means that there'll be people at home right now, old grandmas and stuff, flicking through the channels and seeing this. So man can't swear, man can't get too aggressive. If there's like a really brutal knockout, like what Brian Norman Jr. did to my man in Japan, and my man gets knocked out unconscious, the doctors have to rush in, give him air, whatever, blood everywhere, they might take it off the TV. They'll get bare complaints. They've got Ofcom, all that kind of stuff. Man don't have that on pay-per-view situations. You know? It's another one of the reasons. Obviously, people like pay-per-view for the money, but a lot of people like pay-per-view because you can get away with some shit on pay-per-view. Do you know what I'm saying? If you're fighting on this, Ebony Bridges was on this card on the BBC card earlier. Was she on the BBC card? Or was she on the DAZN card? I think she was on the DAZN. I'm getting mixed up. But like, they're about to get into it now. Here we go, round one. But like, if you're a girl, you can't come out in no OnlyFans thing in on the BBC. They ain't gonna allow that, and that could cost you quite a lot of money, depending on who you are. Did you see the face-off? Yeah, that was trash. I'm not gonna lie. Good left hand from Jamie TKV early though. They're in a clinch already, and this is the problem with both these guys. They both like to fight in the clinch, so it's just. Yo, why has Clark got long one on the back of his shorts? But yo, pause on long one. That's a bit crazy. I didn't see the Molly McCann weigh in yesterday. Now, what happened? Notice how Eddie is always criticizing Bill as well. It's mad, 100%. It is antenna TV still, but it's normally called terrestrial TV because nowadays man don't really have antennas. Do you know what I'm saying? Nowadays, man, too many man ain't really got antennas. TKV's back up against the ropes. Clark going to the body. Good uppercuts though. Jamie TKV, big strong guy, but for me, especially with heavyweights, if you come into the ring not looking in shape, I'm already questioning your professionalism. And I feel like Jamie TKV has got more flab on him than like a Dave Allen. I get they're big guys, but some guys can have flab and still be really disciplined and stuff. But I just have question marks about your conditioning. And obviously, we saw with Yard last week, big muscles and ripped bodies don't necessarily mean that you've prepared. Do you know what I'm saying? Clark obviously going to be the better, more experienced boxer. Clark, you'd probably say, is the heavier puncher, but it's close. That being said, Clark also been on the receiving end of the worst knockouts. So it's like, what version of Clark are we getting? Jamie TKV really more of a fighter than a boxer. Even though these are heavyweights, neither really have mad power like that. Clark hits fairly hard, but not at the top level. Like some guys have great chins, and that's why they're at the top level. And Clark can knock British level guys out, but he'll struggle to knock out the top guys. Not without a lot of seasoning. I just didn't expect the title to be on the line, bro. There's so many titles. Man will try to find any type of title to be on the line, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Even if boxer have to invent a belt, like it's for the boxer interim something shalom little hat belt or something. Do you know what I'm saying? TKV holding on is gonna have to. He's gonna have to, bro. Because TKV can't, but he's not. He can't. Like Clark's an Olympian. Like Clark's been to the Olympics. He's been through the amateurs. He's an experienced amateur. TKV can't really box with Clark like that. You know what I'm saying? I think Clark beats Adelaide. Even though I'm from West, I like Adelaide. Adelaide's embarrassed me one too many times, but I think Clark, man. Clark on his day, too crafty. I think Clark won that first round. The British title used to be a big deal. It's only nowadays people skip the British title for WBO International or some rubbish belt like that. 100%. 100%. This is what I'm saying. Like, man are laughing at the British belt, and I get why they're laughing because we watch a ton of world title fights on this. FTX, don't kill me. Don't kill me, bro. But yeah, we watch a ton of world title fights. So the British title fights are like, who cares? But listen, most guys that you go into a boxing gym, like if people are laughing at this belt, and I'm not saying you guys in particular, but just in general, if people that are laughing at this belt, that tells me you don't box. If you go into a boxing gym, a lot of men are in there and their dream is to hold this belt. This is their dream. Do you know what I'm saying? I just looked up and Cowlin was down. Aaron Bowen had dropped Cowlin and he took the 8 count and he's got back up, and that's in the DAZN fight. And then now these men are coming out for round 2. It's going to try and keep an eye on both fights. Round 2, Clark. Expressions called Vidal's belt a watch. This is what I'm saying, bro. That's disrespectful, bro. Like, do you know what man's had to do to get that belt? Like, come on, bro. X was looking for the Gucci logo in that. Like, nah, bro. This is proper things, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? That's proper. Good boxing from Clark. You can see Clark is clearly a level above Jamie TKV. Clearly, just from a boxer, 2 levels above. But, in heavyweight, once you've been stopped and you've been stopped in the fashion that Clark was stopped in, people will start questioning your chin, But Clark should win this fight. Clark should be the far and away favorite. Jamie TKV was stopped by kind of a bit of a sucker punch by Adelaide, and obviously you weren't happy about that. But when you come in out of shape the way that Jamie TKV has, you've got to be thinking, yo, let me work this guy to the body. Do you know what I'm saying? He already don't look that conditioned, and Clark has got TKV up against the ropes, working the body. TKV comes back with a good counter hook. But Clark will be able. What Clark's doing right now is not, it's not devastating. But what the thing with Clark is, he can sustain this for 12 rounds. He can do this all day. What time is the Whittaker fight? I've got the Whittaker fight up. We're in round 5 of Bowen versus Cowlin. Once that's done, I'm pretty sure Ben Whittaker's next. So stay tuned. TKV always hugging. Ahmad, I don't know how big you are, but if you had a 6'3", 240-pound man trying to take your head off, you'd be hugging him as well, blood. Do you know what I'm saying? I can understand why he's hugging. You can't box with him. TKV just swinging them wild hooks. Cowlin's nose is bust. He's in the corner. Blood streaming out of the nose. Doctor's having a look, but he's gonna be able to fight on for sure. 1 minute left in round 2. That one on the back of the head from Clark onto TKV. TKV trying to dip down. TKV already showing that we don't really want it. Like, do you know what I mean, he can scrap his way to something, but TKV just came in there for a punch up, doesn't respect the art, bro. Like I said, if you're coming into a professional fight 25-30% body fat, I'm looking at you funny. I'm sorry. Maybe that's unfair, but I don't know what his body fat was previously, but you don't even look like you've had a camp. You just look like you're just a random brother walking down the street. Damn, I don't think I'm gonna have enough time to roll and go out. Gonna have to raw dog it. Hey, yo. That's a crazy comment right there. Where's Brian Norman Jr. today? He's in his yard, blood. He said this fight is too shit to travel to come and thing. Sorry, you asked this before. Yes, Boxer lost the Sky deal, correct. So they have taken. This is why Eddie Hearn has done this. For those of you that don't know, the timeline of events is Boxer loses Sky. All the Boxer fighters don't know what's happening. Adam Azim and other people saying we don't know what's happening with our deals. Fraser Clark, whatever. Eddie swoops in and signs Ben Whittaker. Boxer then go and do a deal with the BBC. The BBC don't have a lot of boxing. They've only given them 4 dates in the next 12 months. So they're trying to stack their cards to be as good as possible. And then Eddie Hearn puts the Ben Whittaker debut on the same day as the heavyweight title for British title fight. Obviously trying to step on Ben Shalom as much as possible. But yeah, that's the end of round 2. On the DAZN card, Aaron Bowen just piecing up Cowlin here. Cowlin is a lot smaller and doesn't have the reach that Bowen does, which means if you're fighting a guy that's a lot taller and a lot longer and a lot rangier, you're going to have to get your head off center line to try and get into him. But he's just walking straight forward. So he's just walking straight into jabs. Into round 3 here with Jamie TKV and Fraser Clark as well. Jamie TKV trying to fight in the clinch. That's where he's best. He can fight in the clinch. But that's really all he can do. Come on, Andy Ruiz was unified heavyweight champion. Yeah, but name me 3 other men other than that. Name me 3 other men other than Andy Ruiz. Andy Ruiz can do that. Andy Ruiz is Mexican. He's got a high output. He trained with it. Andy Ruiz was in a gym with great boxers. I think he's from the Reynoso gym. That's like a world class, world famous gym with a lot of world champions coming out of there. Oh, Jamie TKV lands a big right hand. Bit dodgy though. Jamie TKV leaning in the clinch, leaning with the elbow, and then come with the overhand right. But you can't have that elbow up. I think the ref is going to have a chat with him now. But he can't keep bringing his elbow in. Nick, deep it. Pause Ben Shalom's name is oxymoronic as it simultaneously means hello and goodbye. I didn't even know that, but I don't speak Yiddish and them kind of languages there. But yeah, I believe you though. TKV trying to get the jab going, but Fraser Clark's got some good footwork, man. You can see the amateur experience. What happened to Boxer was Boxer had a few good fighters. Boxer had Ben Whittaker, obviously. Boxer had Buatsi. Boxer had Akoli. And what they did was when their deals were struggling with Matchroom didn't want to pay Akoli and didn't want to, or whoever it was. I know Matchroom had Buatsi. I can't remember who Akoli was with. Might have been Matchroom, might have been Frank. But what happened was a lot of the guys they signed as their marquee signings lost or put in really ugly performances. Akoli, they signed him for big money. He lost to Billam Smith. Buatsi, they signed him for big money. He just put in really flat, ugly performances. A lot of their gambles just didn't pay off. And it just went down and down and down. Ben Whittaker was like the crown jewel. He had the falling over the rope situation with Liam Cameron. So 3 or 4 of the guys they were expecting, like, you know what I mean? If you sign AJ, AJ's name is going to generate enough revenue to keep to feed all the fighters that are below him. Do you know what I'm saying? But once AJ dies, everybody dies. Do you know what I'm saying? If AJ left boxing, if AJ and Canelo and a couple other men left boxing and there were no Saudis, everybody's pay would take a cut. The whole of AJ made more money for everybody. A rising tide raises all ships. When AJ came into boxing, everybody was making more money. Everybody, everyone on the card, all the judges, all the refs, everybody was suddenly making more money. So when everybody dies in your stable, that's dead. You want to be in a winning stable, so all of you are making more money. Boxer took a lot of gambles coming towards the end of the third round. He's trying to be really scrappy, but Fraser Clark doing what he does. But he's just not got the best defense, Fraser Clark, as well. And I don't know, Fraser Clark walking to the wrong corner, bruv. Oh, he's getting a point deducted. Jamie TKV is actually getting a point deducted. The round didn't even get to the end. That's what Fraser Clark was complaining about. Jamie TKV getting a point deducted in the third round for pulling Fraser Clark's head down. Pause on that motion right there. Ruiz had mad hand speed, though, and some tech. Ruiz is very technical. He didn't have some tech. Ruiz is very technical. Do you know what I'm saying? Jamie TKV has none of that. Absolutely none of that. Tottenham scored. What's the time in that game? 60 minutes. Took them 60 minutes to score at home and be 2-0 down. Say no more. Shout out to Tottenham. They turned a corner, blood. Kudus, you know. Did he even play against us? Big man saying, I'm not even taking the piss. I don't even know if he played against us or not. But yeah, that's what happened to Boxer anyway. No. The Saudis aren't running out of money. I do think that the Saudis are not getting the return on investment that they thought they were going to get, which happens to everybody. Everyone comes into boxing, and from the outside looking in, they don't understand boxing. They don't understand the rules. They don't understand the events. They don't understand the money and how it works. They don't understand the pay-per-view. They don't understand anything. Mad people are spoken to in barbershops, in pubs, on trains, in gyms. Say to me, why can't this happen? Why do we not see this? Why do we not see the best fight the best? And then they say, why don't they just do this? And they don't understand how boxing works. And people come in with $1 billion, $2 billion, $3 billion, $5 billion, whatever the money is. We see this all the time. Put on some big events, make some return, and then realize the road to get their return back is a very, very long road. Do you know what I'm saying? Xavi Simons died in a nick when he said this brother was a generational talent. I know. Xavi Simons has the thing is he has talent as well. I will die on this hill. Xavi Simons is a talented fighter, talented footballer. But Xavi coming on, game done. He's making the same change he made against us. Jamie TKV keeps dipping his head low and swinging that overhand right. That's all he's got. And Fraser Clark dodges it and puts him on the ropes. Oh, Fraser Clark ships a big left hook from Jamie TKV. All Jamie TKV can do is swing wild hooks, but still, some of them are able to actually land on Clark. Clark has not got great defense at all. He's got good defensive instincts, but he's just not good enough to actually execute it from a defensive perspective. What time is Whittaker fighting James? I think it's after the fight that's on now. We're in round 8. I'm watching both streams if you're new to the streams. I'm watching Jamie TKV versus Fraser Clark on my phone, and I've got DAZN up on the TV. On DAZN, they're in round 8 of the card of the fight that I think is under the main event. So we shouldn't be too far away. Fraser Clark is getting hit way too much, man. Way too much. Like, he's just making these fights harder than they need to be, in my opinion. Run up the lights, people. Facts. Thank you very much. I don't think we're seeing a knockdown in this fight. I don't know about that. These men have a lot of power. A lot of power. And Jamie TKV, for me, the question is he's got a terrible gas tank. He's just not in good shape and doesn't have a great gas tank. So he can get knocked down out of just exhaustion. Did Clark stay in the amateurs too long? I don't think too long, because there's nothing that I've seen from Clark that tells me that if he turned pro earlier, he would have been a world champion. I think he's about where he's at. Do you know what I'm saying? Regardless. Clark and Jamie TKV are both terrible. Keep spamming uppercuts. Clark's shown me a little bit more than that, but for me, Clark's biggest problem is his defense. He's got a guard up, and the punches are just coming straight through the guard. You might as well not have the guard up then. Points. Man said AZ Alkmaar. Nah, F-Tex is taking the piss. How are we looking? Is it done? Oh.
Potatoes need longer.
Mm-hmm. Come on, Clark. What round are we going into now? Round 5? Round 5 in the Clark versus TKV fight. And straight away, they just engage. Heads first. Both heads on each other's shoulders and then just swinging it out. Jamie TKV, not a good technical boxer, but he's allowing Clark to dictate what type of fight this is. Jamie TKV will want a fight where they're heads down, heads against each other, and just slugging it out as much. That's the only way he can beat Clark. And Clark is allowing him to make that fight happen. So this is, he's probably losing on the scorecards, but he's winning some battles in terms of making the fight be the kind of fight he wants it to be. Clark is the Olympian. Clark needs to be using his jab, dictating the distance, controlling the tempo, and he's not really doing that. He looks the better fighter, but still he's fighting. It's like Abdullah Mason fighting Sam Noakes, where he's fighting Sam Noakes' type of fight rather than the kind of fight he wants to be in. But against Jamie TKV, that might work. But against better opponents, that just won't work. TKV constantly ducking his head down as well. Clark needs to look for an uppercut, not when they're up close, but as Jamie's coming in. Jamie's ducking his head down and throwing a punch out like that. Throw an uppercut as he's stepping in. You catch him right, he's going down. Clark is throwing uppercuts, but he's throwing uppercuts when he's got TKV right up against the ropes. There's no judging of distance whatsoever so far. The ref has called a timeout. He's having a chat with both of them. This is what I mean. The quality of boxing is just not good. Like the ref is just having to teach them how to box in real time almost. Overhand right from Jamie TKV and then an uppercut. He just landed that overhand right like a peach. It's really all he's got, but he's still able to land it. Clark's defense is just not aware enough. I guess in the amateurs he's fighting other technical boxers, but in this fight he's fighting someone not technical, but he's just allowing him to do like ugly. That's a great uppercut. He's caught him with an uppercut as he was stepping in. Just as I said, for anyone that's watching the fight, you would have heard me say, catch him with the uppercut as he's coming in. That's exactly what he needs to do. TKV now looks tired. Doesn't look like he's out on his legs from pain, but he looks like he's just tired already. Clark can keep fighting. Keeps landing those uppercuts as he's coming in. He just needs to judge the timing better. I'm going to come to the comments when this round's finished. 10 seconds left. Into halfway through round 9 on the DAZN card before Ben Whittaker's Matchroom debut. Not his DAZN debut. He's already fought on DAZN before. That's end of the 5th for Fraser Clark. Another Fraser Clark round. I don't know if anyone saw that uppercut, but he did exactly what I said that he should do. Time him as he's coming in. I know it's difficult, but that's what you need to do if you're going to win this. He's just shipping too many punches. Simons is good, the same way Werner and Wirtz were generational Bundesliga generational talents, but sidemen in the EPL. That's true. But I've seen Xavi Simons look good in European football. Xavi Simons looked good for us when he was at PSV. Against us, sorry. He looked good when he played in the Netherlands. So I thought it was a little bit more than just that. Do you know what I'm saying? Werner was a scrub. Stats never fooled me. Fulham are going to bottle this. Quality of boxing could be good if matchmaking was good. Yeah. Like I say, Clark, I think Clark is decent. Clark is definitely decent. I think Jamie TKV being British champion will actually be a bit of a stain on British boxing, personally. But there you go. We're going into round 6, almost halfway through the fight. Again, Clark getting on the jab. Where can I watch the fight? This fight is on BBC Two, the Clark versus Jamie TKV fight, and the Ben Whittaker fight, which is the main event. They're 2 different cards. That's on DAZN. So if you download the DAZN app, we should get some sort of affiliate code and put it in the bio. But yeah, if you get the DAZN app, get an account subscription, then you can watch Ben Whittaker, or you can just chill with the man. Then we're here. Shane, work on getting us an affiliate code for DAZN, please. Again, Clark has got Jamie TKV pinned against the ropes, and I'm not even sure if that's where he wants him. That's not actually where you want this guy. He's more dangerous when his back is against the ropes. Do you know what I mean? He's gonna throw the overhand rights. He's gonna throw the Hail Marys. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's what it is. Yeah, of course, I'm taking the piss, but still. You don't want him with his back against the ropes, Clark. You want to have space. The more space you have, the better you can outclass this guy. You're better than this guy. Do you know what I mean? You're a decent fighter, and you're fighting like you're Lawrence Okoli. Like, you've got some technical ability. Xavi Simons needs leagues where your pockets aren't getting checked every minute. I love that challenge from Rice as well. Rice just little manned him and said, "Yeah, come off that, man." TKV might be winning this round. I think TKV is winning this round. He's fighting better in the pockets. He's fighting better up against the ropes. He's being far more accurate. He's not shipping as many punches. This is a poor round for Clark. Clark has thrown 2 big hooks and they've both missed. And then Jamie TKV's hitting with counters. This is a great round of boxing from Jamie TKV. And I don't even mean that in like an ironic way. This is good. This looks like Zach Parker against Boazzi. This is actually good boxing from Jamie TKV. 45 seconds left in the round. They're into the 10th round, 10th and final round on the DAZN card. And Cowlin has been down. His nose has been bust. He's been mashed up, but he's still in there fighting. That's actually been a really good fight. This fight is just scrappy English Lonsdale fighting. Come on. Clark seems to have all the talent and not be able to put it together. He's so frustrating to watch. It's another big left hand from Jamie TKV. This is the best round I've ever seen Jamie TKV fight in his life. 10 seconds left. This is round 6, Anna Diallo. Are you asking what round it is, or are you asking if TKV has won it? Because for me, it's round 6, and TKV's definitely won this round. Europe and Bundesliga is like cruiserweight and heavyweight in terms of pace, and EPL is like 135 to 147. I hear you. I hear you. Has Ben walked out yet? Nope. The fight before Ben has 90 seconds left. And they are slugging it out. Who's my man on BBC Two doing the presenting, blood? He looks like a Joe Joyce, blood. Tell me this brother don't look like Joe Joyce's cousin. Like, this you is definitely from Putney. What made you think Xavi Simons was good? Everything. Every time I saw him play, he was good. Every single time I saw this guy play, he was good. He could carry the ball. He was creative. He could play on the wing. He could play in the 10. I've seen him play in the 8 for PSV Eindhoven and receive the ball in the half turn. I like Declan Rice a lot, but one thing that Declan Rice is not good at is he's not mobile in the way of like receiving the ball in the half turn. Xavi Simons can receive the ball in the half turn. What Eze is doing for us now is what I thought Xavi Simons would do for us. That's why I wanted him at Arsenal. Receive the ball in the half turn, drive the ball forwards, and then because he's got a bit about him, draw defenders to you, and then he can release the ball in good time. Like Prime Erdegaard, he wasn't as good as Prime Erdegaard, but he was in that same sort of mold. He could take time to adjust to the Prem, because Erdegaard took time to adjust to the Prem. Ozil took time to adjust to the Prem. And it's a role that he plays where he's going to be on the receiving end of a lot of physical battles, like when Rice just clapped it. Pause. Like you're going to be on the receiving end. He might take time, but some people just don't ever adjust and don't make the necessary adjustments. And maybe he won't ever adjust. But technically, I thought he was good. Good game sense, good awareness. And there just weren't that many people I saw receiving the ball on the half turn and driving through midfields. There just weren't. Like, that were doing it well. I weren't seeing it. He wasn't even anywhere near Memphis Depay, and he died in the Prem. I don't see how he could have been better. I don't look at players like that though. You're not better than Memphis, so you can't be good or whatever. Like, I don't see it that way. But Memphis was also a winger slash striker, and Simons was a centre mid, like an attacking midfielder. So I just thought it was just very different. I've seen him. He bought, when we played them. We played Eindhoven in the Champions League or Europa League, and I think we beat them. But he balled out against us. He absolutely balled out against us. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, and I've seen it, and I was like, "Yo, this guy actually looks decent. He looks good, man. He looked like he could play." Forget about better than this, better than, like, I don't care about that. Like, do you know what I'm saying? But he just looked like he could play. To me, I thought this guy looks like a player. Having shit decision making can get you by against Hoffenheim. Big left hand from Jamie TKV. Another big left hand. Clark, man. Clark looks a bit wobbly on his legs. Tom said Clark got dropped. I can't see that. I don't know if you're ahead of me, but last 30 seconds in the 7th. When did he get dropped? In the 7th round, Tom. And you're just letting him, just letting Jamie TKV get away with murder. You're letting him get away with murder. I'm at the end of the. Oh, Clark looks like he's going to get dropped. Got you. Has the fight started? Not yet. They're just announcing the winner of the fight before. They're just announcing the winner, Nathaniel, of the fight before Ben Whittaker. So not yet. He could probably be good against Inter's retirement home. Simons is dying. 2022-23, we played them and Simons is bought. Yeah, F-Tex, I lie. He balled out against us. He absolutely balled out against us. Like, 100%. Yes, I liked his attitude. I liked the idea that, like, he was willing to go down a level in terms of level of football to go and get minutes, and he wanted to play, and he didn't just want high wages, whatever. I liked all that stuff from him. Tom, do you know what I think it is? Yeah, I think that Clark has allowed Jamie TKV to get into a rhythm, and he's allowed him to get momentum. Do you know what I mean? Love, thank you, bro. Thank you, Tom. Clark early in the fight, Tom, I don't know if you've been watching the whole fight. Clark early in the fight was clearly showing he's the better boxer, but he's allowed Jamie TKV to make this fight the type of fight that Jamie TKV wants this to be. Do you know what I mean? He's not really. Clark has no ring generalship whatsoever. He's technically better. He's got a better jab. He's got better experience, better punch mechanics. He's bigger and stronger. He's got better gas tank. But he's just not allowing. He's just allowing Jamie TKV to drag him into an ugly fight. This round has been far better for Clark, though. We're in 1 minute into the 8th round, and Clark's timing is far better. The last 2 rounds have been Jamie TKV rounds. This round he's fighting a lot better, but Clark does look tired. That being said, he's still walking Jamie TKV down. When they get into a clinch, Clark is marching him all the way to the ropes, which I think is a mistake. I've said this before. Jamie TKV is more dangerous against the ropes. You don't want to march him onto the ropes. He wants to lean back against the ropes and launch. Jamie TKV doesn't have the best punch mechanics. If he can use the ropes to launch himself into power punches, that's perfect for him. What did Clark learn at GB boxing team? I mean, he was a good amateur, Clark. He was a really good amateur. But amateur boxing and pro boxing are almost two different sports to me. They are two different sports. It's like playing football 5-a-side versus playing 11-a-side. It's the same game, but it's a very, very different skill set. There are some 11s players that would be shit on fives, and there are some fives players that would be shit on 11s. Tom, the fight on DAZN is finished. They're just doing the post match interviews and stuff like that, and then we'll see the ring walks. And obviously, we know how long it takes in boxing to get through these, but we're nearly coming towards the end of round 8. So I'm hoping that in the 10 minutes or so, we can see maybe hopefully a drop in or a stoppage in this heavyweight fight. Clark is boxing a lot better, more accurate with the uppercuts, more timing. I think he's fighting off adrenaline, Clark, because he does look tired. Oh, it's a big left hand from Jamie TKV. They're just exchanging bombs now. You wouldn't think Clark was the level of amateur that he is watching this fight. Clark has not got the best defense, but neither is Jamie, really. And that's it. That's the end of the round. That's a Clark round to me. They both look really tired. They do this weird, you take a shot, I take a shot thing, 100%. Why do these boxing gyms treat inside work like defense doesn't exist? I don't know why Clark should beat TKV. That was my pick before the fight, but Tom, I don't know if you agree, but I just feel like Clark has allowed Jamie TKV to drag him into the type of fight that he wouldn't normally want to be in. Do you mean? Jamie TKV wants to be close. He wants to, shoot power punches. He wants to get into a brawl. He wants to be either in close or up against the ropes. Those are the areas. At distance, at range, Clark should box this guy's head off. I don't know if Clark is putting pressure on himself to go for a knockout and go for like a big performance or something like that instead of just getting in there and getting a basic win. I don't know, but Clark should be able to jab and move this guy's head off. Do you know what I mean? And he's just going in there and allowing it to become a slugfest for no reason. Round 9, they both come together and then they're just clinching. Jamie TKV with the forearm again. The ref has got to give him some sort of warning. And Jamie TKV is going to do this. He's going to use the forearms. He's going to use the elbows. He's going to push your head down. He's going to do all of that kind of stuff. Clark should use his range with the jab. I feel like Clark maybe has seen Fabio Wardley, who was similarly British level, go up and now become a world champion. And Clark probably feels like I'm 2 or 3 knockouts away from being at that level. And he would be wrong because he isn't, but he can't crack like Wardley. But I wonder if that's something that's on his mind. I really do wonder, Remember, Wardley wasn't even a favorite. Clark was the favorite against Wardley. Wardley beat him in an upset, and then Wardley beat Joseph Parker in an upset. Do you know what I mean? Again with the forearm, the ref has got to take a point here. The refs. I know TKB got a point deducted earlier in the fight, but he might need another one. He might need another one because the constant again with the pushing again, and it's so obvious. The ref's giving him a warning again. Who's winning this? For the first 4 or 5 rounds, I thought Clark was winning, and then 6, 7, I thought Jamie TKV won those 2, and then I should have scored it. I thought it was going to be a knockout. I didn't even bother scoring it, but I think I've got it like 5-3 or something like that. 5-3 or 6-2, maybe 5-3 to Clark. I think this is a Clark round as well, but Jamie TKV is being very, very crafty. They're just showing the media packages on DAZN before Ben Whittaker starts his ring walk, and we will switch our focus over to that with this one on the small screen. Good jab from TKV, but then a hook from Clark. TKV's won a lot of the inside game as well, which is just so disappointing. So disappointing. Heavyweights more than anyone need to have good inside work. You have to. TKV is just so limited, but credit to him for that's a better uppercut. Like I said earlier, get on the uppercut as he's walking in, and that's what Clark just did. Catch him as he's walking in. Catch him with the uppercut as he's walking in. It's good work from Clark, but he's got to do more of it. He's got to do more of that. It's the end of the 9th. We're coming to the 10th. And keep an eye on the zone as well. Again, for those of you that are new here, I am watching Clark versus TKV on one screen. I got DAZN waiting for the Ben Whittaker fight on the main screen. So if you are here for the Ben Whittaker fight, bear with us. It's on its way. The BBC commentator is shite, not Groves, the other fella. Bro, it's terrible. Just kidding, bro. I can't even see what your comment was, Silver. If you dropped another comment, I can't even see it. We're into round 10. Samson said boxing 101, lesson 1, jab. I guess I was wrong in thinking that the two men fighting for a national belt would use it. Like I say, they're heavyweights, in it, so they both think that they can knock the other one out. But I mean, you can knock someone out, but in an ideal situation, you're knocking someone out not just with power, but you're knocking someone out with timing and with setup. You want to be hitting them blind so they don't see the punch coming. And with these guys, there's no setup. They've hit each other with power punches, but they've seen the punch coming. They can see each other's punches coming. And so it's not catching them off guard enough to have maximum damage. Do you know what I mean? I'm more likely to knock you out if you're standing in the street facing away from me and I just punch you from behind, even if it hits your jaw, rather than I stand dead in front of you and you see me wind up and go for a hook. You're not going to get knocked out. Do you know what I mean? So Troy Williamson moving to 168 looked small compared to Simpson. He did. I didn't even realize he was moving to 168. He looked really small. Tried to do a Canelo Alvarez. TKV's mouth guard has come out, and it's come out twice. I wonder how much this is a tactic to get some time. It looks like a tactic to get some time. No setup, no feints, just telegraphed uppercuts and clinch work. 100%. What they're trying to do is they're trying to get the job done and use as little energy as possible. But in doing that, they're using more energy than they would otherwise need to. Do you know what I'm saying? I've got people I play football with on a Monday night, yeah, Samson, and they get the ball and they try to do bare skills and run. And I say, why don't you pass the ball? And they go, sorry, G, I'm tired. That don't make no sense. Passing the ball takes less energy than running. Running takes more energy. Fraser Clark getting a warning, I think, for the use of his shoulder. And for fight fans that are here, we're live for all the boxing. Next week, Saturday, we're live for Opataya. We're live for Roach. We're live for Inoue in December. We're live for all the boxing we've got coming up. We're going to be live for Toma versus Franklin. All of that kind of stuff. So subscribe to the channel. We're going to be live. It's not normally just me. If you don't like looking at my face for 2 hours, do you know what I mean? We've normally got Shane with me as well, who looks like Brian Norman Jr. crossed with Cassidy if you're new to the channel. 50 seconds left in round 10. I think this is Clark's fight so far, but it may be close, and it will be closer than people probably think. There's a lot of swing rounds in this. Good uppercut from Clark, but he eats a left hook from Jamie TKV. Clark's hands are just too slow. His hands are too slow. And he's trying to fight a fight. This is like AJ versus Ruiz, where Ruiz, he's not in great shape, but he actually has faster hands. I think that Jamie TKV might have faster hands than Clark. This is why Clark needs to use his jab. His hands are so slow that if he's going to land a power punch, he will have to eat a power punch on the way back. He cannot land a punch and get it back here in time. Every time he lands a power punch, he's getting hit from the side where he's just throwing the punch every single time. And Jamie TKV knows that. It's actually good work from Jamie TKV. Every time Clark throws a big right hand, he gets hit on the right side of his face. Every time he throws a big left hand, he gets hit in the left side of his face. He cannot land a power punch and not eat a punch coming back in. The problem is, if you know you can't go 12 rounds without gassing, why don't they lose the weight or do some running? Potential to get your brain scrambled in a life-changing fight. To be fair to Jamie TKV, he looks fairly fresh. I thought that he would gas out. He looks like well conditioned from a boxing perspective. He might have won that round just now. And there's two left. Told you I don't know about I told you about no knockdown. I weren't seeing no combinations or big shots in short periods. Yeah, they threw big shots in the clinch. Yeah, I thought that there'd be enough to knock him down though. Even when you're not in great shape, I thought like maybe just the lack of balance could not. When you go in, when you're really fat, you're just going to be off balance. I mean, that's just the truth. A couple of good shots from Clark. Clark now trying to get into some combinations. Oh, Jamie TKV's landed two big shots. Again, Clark's hands are too slow. That's where I think his team's gone wrong with this game plan. He's doing a game plan. Jamie TKV's just going for broke. He's just trying to land as many power punches as he can. Jamie TKV's literally just going for broke here. If we're going to see a stoppage, it's going to be soon. Or if we're going to see a knockdown, it could be soon. Oh, it's a big right hand from TKV. Now we're just into just straight swinging, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Jada Pinkett Smith, just swingers, bro. And Fraser Clark could get knocked down. Adelaide might beat Fraser Clark looking at the lack of the jab. It's all up in the air. It's all up in the air. Clark got no jab. Clark is shook up. It's poor from Clark. Clark has allowed him to do this. And like I say, the thing I've seen from Clark is not just the lack of jab, it's the lack of hand speed. There is no speed in Clark's hands, which means you cannot put together combinations, but you're trying to throw combinations. Every single time he lands a punch, he has to eat one. As Shane would say, it's not a good exchange rate. You're exchanging punches. You have to find a plan. What punch can you land where he can't hit you back? Once you find that punch, then you lead with that. And I think maybe that's why Clark has allowed himself to get into this type of fight, because he actually can't land clean. Who you think is winning? I did have it like, I had it for Clark before. Oh, Clark looks wobbly. Jamie TKV's walking him down. Clark does look wobbly. His legs aren't underneath him properly. 50 seconds left in round 11. I'll be surprised if Clark can stay on his feet. I'll be surprised if Clark can stay on his feet. The ref is not. The ref is, the ref's not stopped it. David Diamante is just on the zone, just doing his ring announcements now. Clark could be dropped anytime. He's eating so many shots. Big shot after big shot from Jamie TKV. His legs, you can see the amateur experience, trying to get his legs underneath him. And he punches the gum shield out from Jamie TKV again. The gum shield has come out because Clark thought that the ref hasn't stopped it. Clark thought that the gum shield being out would give him some time. I don't know if Clark has spat out his own gum shield there to get time. And Clark literally stumbling around the ring, but he's made it to the end of the round and now he's wobbling. I don't know how he's made it to the end of that round. He should be done. Gavazi is just walking in, by the way. Gavazi is doing his ring walk. Here we go. It is time for Ben Whittaker's DAZN debut. We're coming into round 12 for this fight. We're coming into round 12 for the Clark fight. And if Clark loses this fight, which he might well do, it's disappointing. It's just disappointing. He would have done it to himself. He's trying to convert Bangladeshi taka to USD. The exchange rate is not good, is it? The exchange rate is not good, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Man's trying to change pounds for rupees. Like, it's not great. It's 93 minutes in the Tottenham game as well. They're still losing 2-1. They brought on Xavi Simons to no avail again. And that That game's nearly over. And Ben Whittaker getting a good old big ring walk. Right, we're into round 12. Let's see round 12. Fraser Clark again trying to put combinations together, but Jamie TKV can smell blood. He can smell blood here. If Clark gets out of this, at least get out of this on your feet. Do not get stopped by Jamie TKV. We cannot see this. What is this ring walk music? I don't even know. Let me put the volume up a little bit. Is that Dizzy Rascal? Okay. People think that I'm unfair on Ben Whittaker because he's early in his pro career and all the rest of it. I understand. But when you're walking out with Dizzy Rascal, when you're the headliner and you're doing these things, you're headlining the DAZN card, you're coming out with Dizzy Rascal, you're coming out with the flashy outfit. I've got to hold you to high standards. Do you know what I'm saying? Because you're doing stuff that a high standard fighter would do. You understand what I'm saying? I think Clark has spat out his gum shield to get some respite here. We're 90 seconds away from the end of this fight, so the timing is going to work out perfectly. Some man come out with 50, others Dizzy Rascal, leave it. Do you know what it is though, yeah, Mac? That's banter, yeah. But some man come out with 50 Cent and then die, bro. Man come out to many men and then died in the ring, blood. Do you know what I'm saying? So do you know what I'm saying? The man that shot 50 must have been in the crowd because we watched my man die, bro, and he might not come back. Imagine 50 walking you out, and then not only do you lose, you never come back. Clark, 1 minute left in this fight. He's just holding on. He is holding on for dear life. The punches are gone. If I was Clark's corner, maybe I don't stop this fight because there's only 50 seconds left, but his punches have no power. His legs are not underneath him. We're just waiting for him to go down. There's no way he stops Jamie TKV here. The only reason they might not throw in the towel here is because they probably think that they're up on the cards, especially given that Jamie TKV had a round taken off. And it makes you wonder if Jamie TKV could sort out his titties and lose 20, 30 pounds, what kind of boxer he could be. Do you know what I'm saying? 20 seconds left. Jamie TKV bouncing off the ropes. He looks exhausted. Fraser Clark can see that. But Jamie TKV is doing a great job of fighting tired. And Nathaniel, what we're not going to do, Nathaniel, is we're not going to have you disrespect our rap legends. Do you know what I'm saying? Because this is old school UK rap. Do you know what I'm saying? That fight is over. I'm interested to see the decision for Clark versus TKV because I think Clark was up on the cards, but Jamie TKV came back. You know what? It might even come down. It might come down to that point deduction, and if that comes down to that point deduction, TKV is going to be fuming of himself. TKV is trash. I agree with you. However, he gave a very good account of himself today. The same way we've said with Yard. Oh, he gave a great account of himself, given that he has no experience, whatever. Jamie TKV is not good. He is not a good boxer, but he fought a great game plan for his lack of ability. Do you know what I'm saying? Let me put the volume up and see what the decision's going to be here. A Dizzy Rascal before drill, before like he's like an old school. Nathaniel, I don't know how much you know about grime, but he's like an old school. He's one of the originators of the grime genre, old school UK rapper. Like him and Wiley are like two of the men that like invented the rap scene. So the music is a little bit dated, it's a little bit aged, and it's a little bit funny. I'm not trying to disrespect Ben Whittaker or disrespect Dizzy Rascal, but it's a bit funny, like man coming out of a rapper from like many years ago. He probably didn't release new music for many, many years, Dizzy Rascal, but he was a legend for his time. Do you know what I'm saying? Clark looked finished on his feet. He definitely did. I'm going back to your earlier comments. It's because it doesn't seem like he has the humility to not behave shamelessly. You just beat Liam Cameron, earn these entrances. I think that you're right, but I do think that he he knows that he's here for the money. And he knows that he's not winning anything off pure boxing ability. Do you know what I'm saying? So he's got to be showy. That's really all he's got. TKV versus Adelaide 2. On that type of performance, TKV probably beats Adelaide. But Adelaide might put it on him a little bit earlier. Adelaide's got faster hands than Clark, but he needs to let his hands go. It's like coming out with it's like an American coming out with T.I. or Gucci Mane. Nah, it's more like an American coming out with like Cameron. Do you know what I'm saying? Like someone that, because Gucci Mane and that still release music. It's like an American coming out of Cameron or someone like that. Someone that's not really popping now, but was the guy at their time, or Joel Santana or something like that. They're gathering up the scorecards, but you also know he's going to complain about the hate. Of course, of course. Gucci Mane is big in his time, though. Yeah, but yeah, I get what you're saying. Man said a Marion. Nah. Man can't be coming out to a boxing match with a Marion, blood. Man can't be coming out looking to top man. So just say, oh, man ain't trying to hear all that, blood. Man ain't trying to hear that. TKV needs to get in shape and be a lot better. 100%. 115, 113. It's going to be split decision. Jamie TKV got it. Jamie TKV got it. And I think he really, really deserves that. He really, really deserves that. He really, really deserves that, Jamie TKV, to be fair to him. He really does, because he absolutely maximized his ability, even with the point deduction. Yes, even with the point deduction. He had a point to prove. We're now going into the Gavazi fight. We ain't even got time to even discuss that, because we're going into the Whittaker Gavazi fight. Someone said, have I seen his record? The opponent's had a few fights, but yeah, I don't really rate him, really, to be honest with you. Gavazi. We're into round one straight away. We're into round one. There's no time to sit and discuss that fight with Clark and TKV, because we're straight into round one for Ben Whittaker. Couple of feints from Ben Whittaker, good jab. All I want to see from Ben, to be honest with you, is the basics. Like, with Ben and the pressure he's put on himself, I want to know from you guys, has he put pressure on himself to look good and flashy every fight prediction? Ben Whittaker should stop this guy in 10 rounds. Well, I was going to say 10 rounds, only a 10-round fight. Ben Whittaker should stop this guy. You should not be going to points with this guy. Do you know what I mean? But has he put pressure on himself to look flashy? Or can he just go out there and win? Do you know what I mean? I just want to see basics from Ben. I want to see basics. I just want to see you jabbing. I want to see you basically moving. Do you know what I'm saying? The basics, You said Clark, now is the time to drop 20 pounds. Do you mean TKV? Clark's in decent shape. Jamie TKV needs to lose 20 pounds. And this fight I will score as well. Ben Whittaker, good jabs. The other problem with Ben is that, like, there are no top light heavyweights who can't crack. And Ben Whittaker just doesn't have power. He just landed 4-5 jabs on Gavazi. Head, body, head. Really good combination. But Gavazi just walking straight through them. And we don't know how long he can walk through them for. Gavazi coming forwards and not throwing anything. And Ben Whittaker just, Gavazi gone down. And Gavazi's down already. Gavazi's down already. Another boxer investment loss. Yeah, 100%. Gavazi's already down. This looks paid, bro. I'm not going to lie. Man's walking forwards and not throwing no punches. And now the showboating comes out from Ben Whittaker talking to the corner. Gavazi was walking forwards and not throwing any punches. And the ref is probably going to stop this, because Gavazi's going to go down a second time. He's properly down. Now, that's a great knockout. That is actually a great knockout. That's a great knockout. That is actually a great knockout. All jokes aside, Gavazi, I thought it looked dodgy because he walked forwards like this, not throwing anything, and his head's just going backwards like that, getting jabbed. and he just wasn't throwing anything. And I thought, hold on a minute, if you've been paid to not fight back, but Ben Whittaker lands like a left, and then a right, and just absolutely slumps him. Ben winning a world title, I don't give a fuck. Mac, shut the fuck up. He's not winning a world title, bro. That's a good performance. I did wonder if they wanted to see some rounds from this guy, but that was a great stoppage. Regardless, I don't rate Ben Whittaker, but that's a great stoppage. That's a great knockout. That's like a proper. He ironed him out. He ironed that guy out properly. Do you know what I mean? And I think that's the first time Gavazi's been stopped. Now, granted, Gavazi has not fought high level opponents. Do you know what I mean? He's not fought great opposition, to be fair. He's only fought in Bosnia and Germany. He lost in his debut by unanimous decision. And Gavazi, he's got a super low record, Joey. But you need these fights to build your confidence. And Ben Whittaker just smashed him. Now, my concern, and it's not really a concern because I don't care. My concern, my only issue is how you move this guy. If you were going to get this guy to fight a Benavidez at some point in the future, not now, but at some point in the future, you need the building fights. And what fighters need to understand is we might need, Shane said on the show this week or on Fight Talk with Rants, that boxing fans or casual fans like fighters that are imperfect. They're like imperfections. And I think what he means is at a certain point, if we keep seeing Ben Whittaker do that to low level opposition, it will become boring. And at a certain point, if we see you fight a Buatsi and get your nose bust, but you beat him, but you come through some damage or some danger, then we're like, okay, cool. Now we want to see you. Do you know what I mean? We still need to learn. And similar with Moses Atoma, we don't really know what you are. But that was a great stoppage. You know, take nothing away from him. That was a great stoppage. The light skins are back. Mac, you're trying to trigger me. You're trying to trigger me. Man said the light skins are back. Mali, he broke him up in one round, bro. About a minute and a half. And the guy was trash. The guy didn't throw a punch. He did not throw a punch. It looked like Itoma versus Dillian White. He didn't throw a punch. But the stoppage was very, very, very good. Very, very good. What we do know about Ben Whittaker is if you are hurt, nasty work. Why? What's nasty work? Why am I hating on what I do? What we do know about Ben Whittaker is if he can hurt you, he can finish you. That's a skill set in itself. He can finish you. Pause. Do you know what I'm saying? We do. That's what he showed. Because I'm just looking at the building blocks of a fighter and saying, okay, cool. Every fight on fight, what are you showing me? And Ben Whittaker showed me tonight. If he can hurt you, if you are rocked, he can stop you. But Gavazi was not high level opposition. But it don't matter. He's in the building phase still. That's a good performance. Very, very good performance. Broke up his eye. Broke up everything. Whittaker's still shit though, but this is an improvement. I agree. Michael Effort next. Eddie Hearn is going to set him up bad. Let's see. At the end of the day, he dealt with him how he was supposed to. Not all can actually do that. That's true. I don't think I'm giving nasty work. I'm being honest. I'm just being honest. Do you know what I'm saying? We're here to see. Bro, at the end of the day, man came out with Eddie Hearn and he's headlining the card. So the standards I have for you are those standards. Do you understand what I'm saying? If Arsenal don't win the league this year, man are going to say, well, Arsenal didn't win the league. Do you know what I mean? Do you think Ben is winning a world title? No, I don't. No. Angry sports fan, you always either type Eddie Hills on purpose or your computer autocorrects from Eddie Hearn to Eddie Hills. That's a good right hand. Seeing that again, and once he knows he's hurt him, that one's on the top of the head. He's a bit wobbly. That's the first knockdown. But the second knockdown, yeah, the second knockdown was really, really tasty. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, it's a great right hand. Yeah, that two piece at the end was rude. That two-piece at the end was rude. Eddie Hills was the name you. I can't lie though. We don't think Ben will win a world champ, but we think that Vidal will. No, I don't think that. I don't think. I don't think Vidal. Vidal's at a weight class. Vidal is more likely to get lucky at his weight class. Jay Opataya and Zerdo Ramirez are both there, and Jay Opataya is potentially looking to move out of the division. So there'll only be one person in his way. Do you know what I'm saying? That's my thing. That's my thing. Is that cruiserweight will be an easier division to win a world title at? Because yes, they are the same age. Good knockout, but we don't learn nothing from this. See, hey, where's K Rose? It's not me hating. I'm reading the chat. This is the chat. The chat is talking, not just me. Yard Whittaker next. Lol. Well, Yard is still with Frank. So I don't know. Gavazi still lost. Gavazi is still confused now. I think Eddie is going to build Ben a few more years. Give him Michael. When you say a few more years, he's 28. A lot of Ben's game at the moment is based on his speed and his sharpness. How does he maintain that? And I'll tell you my concern about Ben Whittaker. You man tell me if I'm bugging. The character he portrays in boxing is that of someone who wants sort of the lavish lifestyle. If he starts making more money than he should do, and when I say more money, if he becomes like a Conor Ben, where he's more of a social media celebrity star than a world champion boxer, can he maintain his discipline of training and maintaining his sharpness while he moves up through the gears of boxing? That's a question. What do you think about that? Do you know what I'm saying? What are the odds that this guy could be a broner, or because he seems to not really have his feet on the floor? And I wonder, or this is an act just to sell it. Do you know what I mean? But really, he's a humble guy. We'll see. I'm just listening to him. I'm listening to his post fight because I want to hear if he calls anyone out. That's what he said. When you walk out like with Dizzy like that, when you walk out pretty like that, you've got to back it up. I agree. Oh, the interview is doing that talk us through the knockout thing. I just want to hear when he talks about who he's going to fight next. Do you know what I'm saying? Feed Whittaker to Benavidez. Definitely not in his 10th pro fight or 11th pro fight or whatever it would be. Who should Ben Whittaker fight next? I don't think he could maintain it. Matchroom seems to invest heavily in fighters who do tend to lack discipline or somewhat unwise to the game. The thing is, it's a balancing act, isn't it? You need to move like in boxing, you need to sell the fight. So you need to move like Mario Balotelli or Jesse Lingard or someone outside the pitch. But on the pitch, you need to move with discipline. Do you know what I'm saying? Like you should protect. Let's see, like 50 Cent, he always talks about how he had an alcohol brand. And when he used to go clubbing, he would fill his bottles with ginger beer. So he would pretend to be promoting the drinks, but he was never drinking. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's kind of what it's got to be in boxing. You could pretend to sell this image, but really maintain discipline. And I just wonder. I'm not saying he won't. Whittaker Okoli. Okoli's a heavyweight, my brother. They're two weight classes apart. Okoli was at cruiserweight and now he's moved up to heavyweight. So Whittaker's not going to see it. Now we're never going to say it's two totally different weight classes. You know what I'm saying? Because he's definitely. Let's see what Mac was saying. As long as he doesn't lose, his personality can go far in boxing. But also, so long as he can maintain that discipline, because a lot of his game is based off that sharpness. Do you know what I'm saying? From what I've seen of him in old interviews, he seemed like a humble guy. Maybe he's just forcing it. If he's just forcing it, then that's perfect. Let's hear what Eddie Hearn says about next names. That's what I'm interested in. He could fight Buatsi or Hutchinson. Willie Hutchinson, I think, would be a good fight for him. I'd like to see that. Eddie's talking about social media views and going viral for the knockout. Eddie knows what he's doing, man. Eddie's such a good promoter, bro. He's actually such a good promoter. I don't think he's forcing it. I think Matchroom only invest heavily in fighters that do that. But I'm saying, do you think that he's like that outside the ring? If he look how he's moving, he probably got paid a couple $100,000 for tonight, maybe $100,000, a couple $100,000, I don't know. But what I'm saying is, when he gets that first big check, let's say they make a fight with him and Yard. Let's say Yard fights Buatsi, Yard beats Buatsi, and then they make a fight with him and I'm just making it up. Yeah, it might not be that. But when he gets that first check, that's 800,000, 900,000, 1.5 mil, 2 mil, and you've been fighting and you've been coming in fancy with rappers for 100,000. When you get that 2 mil, 3 mil, 5 mil, the hunger, what does it do to you? Do you see what I'm saying? That's the question. Rate Ben Whittaker's footwork. It's weird. It's funny, you know, because he actually looked technically better in this fight than any fight I've seen him in. And this was a very short fight. Do you know what I'm saying? I thought he looked really good. But like I say, you know what I'm saying? We see this with normal people. We see our friends go into the corporate world on 30K and work their way up to management and start making 150K. And these men start moving different. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Rants Ray G. Shout out to Rants. Shout out to Rants. And shout out to all Rants' people them coming into the stream. Big love to Rants. In fact, since Rants' people are here, I should let you know we are live on this channel for Rants' fight next week Saturday. We're going to be live for that fight. Yes, Rants, what are you saying? Talk to me about the boy. Talk to me about the boy. If you want a link, let me know. But we're just talking about the boy Whittaker and whether he can maintain this hunger, whether he can maintain this discipline. Because for me, a lot of his game is built on. Shout out to all the people coming in from Rants. Big love every time. You know what it is. Just watch Ben Whittaker win. And like I said, a lot of his game is based on speed. A lot of his game is based on sharpness. And even though it was a very short fight, it was actually a very impressive performance from Ben Whittaker. I'm a big critic of Ben Whittaker. But he actually, he actually looked very, very good. He actually did look very, very good. Low-level opposition, but boxing's about that. If you can repeat that at a slightly higher level, and then you can repeat that at a slightly higher level and repeat that, and then that's how boxing works. Do you know what I'm saying? But I'm just trying to see what names he's going to call out, if he's going to call anybody out. But as he makes more money, as he progresses through his career, do you know what I'm saying? What's the vibe? Like, can he actually move through the gears and maintain that discipline, maintain that sharpness? Do you know what I'm saying? If he can, then he could be a contender. And him and Eddie together, like we said before, that's a match made in heaven. The two of them, they both love it. They're both on the same page. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, that this is what it is. But I don't think he wins a world title personally. But boxing's not all about world titles. You saw Clark versus TKV tonight as well. Boxing's not only about world titles, but of course, when somebody's getting that push, there are fighters out there putting their life on the line for a fraction of the money of Conor Ben, for a fraction of the money of Whittaker, for a fraction of the money of these men. We want to see these men fighting at the top level if they're going to make top level bread. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's what it is. That's what it is for me. You man, let me know if I'm being too harsh. Make it in that Andy Lee's an elite coach. He can keep Ben at this level. He's a top boxer. Just needs to cut out the foolishness. Well, that was what I found really surprising tonight. And that's actually, I said, I thought he looked a lot better tonight. There wasn't any of that. He just boxed. Like, when he just boxes, he can box. Do you know what I'm saying? But all the extras, it's not necessary. Do you know what I mean? But I guess it's boxing. You're going to try to appeal to a casual crowd. Do you know what I'm saying? Shane's there. Put the likes on the video, people. Thank you very much for everybody being in here. Ben Whittaker versus Yard. Who do you think wins? As it stands right now, Ben Whittaker's chin, and Evan says it right here. I'm so confused here. Bro quit against Liam Cameron only last week, and now he's on about fighting Benavidez. What the fuck is going on? Well, this is my thing. I still think that his punch resistance is very, very, very suspect. And so my question is, what we don't want to do, what we want to do right now, if I'm building Ben Whittaker, if I'm his manager, if I'm his coach, I'm his manager, I'm putting Ben in there with boxers. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm putting him in there with the Willie Hutchinsons. I'm putting him in there with the is it ready? Jeez. I'm putting him in there with the Willie Hutchinsons. I'm putting him in there with the who else is a boxer at 175 that's not dangerous? I'm not putting him in there with punchers, is what I'm trying to say. Do you know what I'm saying? And subscribe to the channel as well. I'm not putting him in there with serious punchers. He's not going in there with Yard. He's not going in there with these kind of man. Do you know what I'm saying? Ezra. I might put him in there with Ezra. I might put him in there with even Arthur. Even Arthur can crack. Boatsy can't punch. You're on Budge, bro. Boatsy can punch, bro. He's got that African strength. Boatsy can actually punch. Zach Parker was the name I was looking for. Thank you. Boatsy can punch, though. Like, when I say Boatsy can punch, Boatsy can't punch at the top level. He can't punch with Yard or Benavidez or Beterbiev or these man. But with someone of the level, what I'm saying, Rants, is if Whittaker got cracked by Boatsy, that will be next level punch to anything he's ever experienced in his life. Anything he's ever experienced in his life. Do you know what I'm saying? That will be worse than when his parents used to beat him when he was a youth, blood. Do you know what I'm saying? If you got beat when you were a youth, yeah, not that prepares you for everything, because no man on the road is hitting me as hard as when my dad used to lick me when I was a child, blood. Do you know what I'm saying? So if you've never been punched in the face like that before, yeah, it's long. Do you know what I'm saying? Ben has to do extra to get Nick's approval. No ratings for light skins, bro. Mac, you're not even. I swear, you're Bengali. You're cosplaying as a light skin brother on YouTube. Stop doing that. Do you know what I'm saying? But who has Boatsy stopped, bro? I'm lost. No, I hear you, but we know that he can crack, bro. We know he could swing in there with Callum Smith, and Callum Smith's got a chin. Do you know what I'm saying? If you were managing fighters, and I'd love to see you manage fighters in the future. If you were managing Whittaker and you wanted to throw him in there with Boatsy, and I'm managing Boatsy, that's cool. It's cool with me, because I've seen your guy under pressure and I've seen him belly flop out of the ring on a Rikishi thing. Do you know what I'm saying? So low key, you're light skin too. Call me light skin again, you're getting a 5-minute ban, Mac. You're getting a 5-minute ban and you won't be here for the Chelsea game tomorrow. Don't do that. But it's the ring light. I swear down. But do you know what I'm saying? Like Callum Smith and them man have got chins, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? And Boatsy was hanging in there, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? He's not a puncher to one bang knock out someone. I hear you. But it's a long day, bro. Why risk it? Right now, what I'm saying, yeah, Ibrahim and Rants, what I'm saying is the risk versus reward for fighting Boatsy is not there. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not there. Like, you might get the same rate, you'll get more ratings or the same ratings from fighting Willie Hutchinson, and you will not get hurt in that fight. You will not get hurt. Or Zach Parker. You will not get hurt. So I might as well put you in with someone that will not hurt you versus putting you in there with someone where you might get hurt. Do you know what I'm saying? Whittaker versus Lyndon Arthur next. Because the thing is, Mally, if you get hurt, yeah, my money's done. If you get outboxed or it's a close fight, we run a rematch, etc., things can happen. But even Dan Aziz can crack. Dan Aziz is not great, but Dan Aziz can crack. And Dan Aziz, when I'm talking about punch power, the thing that Boatsy lacks is that dog. Boatsy ain't got that dog in him. Do you know what I'm saying? Dan Aziz is a dog, bruv. Dan Aziz is actually a dog. Like, that's a long day, bro. Boatsy is a bigger name than Hutchinson, though, if he was to win. I hear you. I think it's close. Parker is a great fight. People know he beat Boatsy, so he's a good name. That's what I'm talking about. Then you've got less risk, but the same level of reward. Do you know what I'm saying? So for me, those are the kind of fights. Maybe people saying Dan Aziz is washed, Dan Aziz fighting in Africa, etc. I get you. Do you know what I'm saying? There's no time to develop. Ben, though, he's 28. There's a little bit of time to develop. He's light heavyweight. He 30. Bradley Rhea just doesn't have a name though. Bradley Rhea, if he did that to Bradley Rhea, I'd say, yo, we might have something. We might, if he could do that to Bradley Rhea, I'd say, yo, we might have something because Bradley Rhea is tough, but Bradley Rhea don't have a name. You can't show nobody down the street a picture of Bradley Rhea and anyone's gonna know who he is. So it's just not worth it. It's not worth it. Do you know what I'm saying? And he's gonna get to a point, Whittaker, where whoever I give a fight to, because I'm the name. See, like Conor Ben now. Conor Ben's moving like the donkey with two dicks. Conor Ben is giving people relevance again. Like if Conor Ben gives Ryan Garcia a fight, they need each other because they're both drug cheats and both pussyos. But if they were to give each other a fight, like he's breathing new life into Ryan Garcia's name. Do you know what I'm saying? Conor Ben is now moving like, yeah, I'm the guy. I'm not the guy in terms of world championships, but I'm the guy in terms of giving you, man, big names and big fights. Do you know what I'm saying? If we were talking about Aziz from a few years ago, then it would have been interesting. That's true. Buatsi showed heart against Smith. He did show good heart against Smith. Maybe I'm being unfair. Ben Whittaker is a payday, and they owe Parker one after they robbed that man. One of my brethren that I play football with is actually a friend of Buatsi's. They go to the same church. And I said, bro, Buatsi should have had a ski mask and a strap because the way he robbed that fight, and my boy just laughed and said, listen, a win is a win, blood. We moved. Do you know what I'm saying? He didn't even argue it. Everyone knows that was a straight robbery, bro. Straight robbery. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's what it is. While you man are here, I'm going to tell you what I'm live for. Do you know what I'm saying? Since we've got the Rants raid going on. So again, thank you, Rants, and thank you to the man then for coming through. Listen, we are live next week. We're live tomorrow, Arsenal versus Chelsea. Then next week we are live for Arsenal versus Brentford midweek. And then next week, Saturday, is a crazy day. We're live for JL Pattaya in the morning. We're live again for Arsenal versus Aston Villa at 12:30. Then we're live to watch the main man Rants in his boxing match as well. Go grab the pay-per-views. You already know what it is. We're going to be live for that. And then we're going to be live at 3 o'clock in the morning for Cruz versus Roach. So we're live 4 times next week, Saturday. And that's all me because my Brian Norman Jr. lookalike partner on the channel, Shane, is flying to Mexico. Do you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, he's struggling with them black gal in Tottenham, so he wants to try something a little bit Latin. So I hear you. So he says all going to be me on my own doing that. So I need the support of the man them to come through. Do you know what I'm saying? That Jai fight is going to be quick. I hope so, because I'm not normally up at 9 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday, blood. Do you know what I'm saying? My girl gets up and goes and gets a coffee, and 5 o'clock in the morning. By the time I wake up, it's normally midday. So if the quicker that fight goes, I'm getting straight back to sleep. Do you know what I'm saying? And then I'll wake up at like 12. I'll be here with messy hair again, 12:30 to watch the Arsenal game. And then it goes from there. Guys know Rocky Fielding. He fought Canelo. Dan Aziz, he could beat him in a marketing win. Yeah, but like I say, but his brother's gonna want money, bro. He's gonna want money. Like Conor Ben's getting himself into a position where boxing wise, he's meaningless on Shakur's record. But money and name wise, Shakur's like, yo, that's a good piece of food to beat this guy. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's the same thing when Beterbiev beat Yard and all the rest of it. Like, them man's names grew for casual fans outside of core boxing fans off the back of fighting Yard or off the back of fighting some of these other people. Do you know what I'm saying? So it will be interesting to see what fight is announced next. I don't want to see someone really low level. I don't want to see another Gavazi. Do you know what I'm saying? I want to at least see someone that we know. You know, Ezra Taylor's fighting Hutchinson, so it's probably not going to be them two, but somebody that we know. Even a Bradley Rhea. But even then, like, Bradley Rhea's tough. Do you know what I mean? He might have to just stay away from English, man. He might need a couple more fights before he fights. Then again, I guess, even the last English man he fought, he jumped off the ropes, bro. This is what I'm saying. Like, man can't, do you know what I mean? I don't feel like a lot of light skinned brothers have the testicular fortitude for top level boxing or top level football, bro. They just bug out, bro. I'm telling you. There's something in the water. I'm telling you. Michael might be it, but next fight though, Samson, you think Michael's the next fight, or you think there's one more? Feed Whittaker to Lewis Edmondson. Is that a feed though? Is that a feed though? Is that food like that? Is it food? Is the question, bro? Do you know what I'm saying? Because I'm not gonna obviously, like I say, Gavazi's low level, but what he did tonight was impressive. Do you know what I'm saying? What about going for the British title next? Who's got the British title now? Who's holding the British title at Angry Sports Fan? Do we know who's holding it? British title would be good though. Ezra Taylor's fighting now though, no? I think Ezra Taylor's fighting that gypsy brother. When's he fighting Hutchinson? We should be live for that as well. They're fighting in Jan. That fight's in January. So Ezra's not going to be available for a bit. I think Eddie wants some level of movement of the belts in the future. Yeah, okay, that's fair enough. Yeah, they're fighting on the 24th. He's fighting on the Magnificent card. Mm. So I don't know. Listen, we just got to stay tuned to see what Ben Whittaker's going to do next. Do you know what I'm saying? Hey, I was gonna act like we normally have this, but you know, it is rants did a rants raid in it, so a lot of Rance's people are here. So please do, like I say, like the video, subscribe to the channel. You know what it is. We're gonna be live for Rance's fight, all the Arsenal games, all that good stuff. I think we'll move him similarly to how we moved Jack Catterall and become a mandatory. Yeah, a mandatory for who though? A mandatory for who, bro? Do you know what I'm saying? Because that's just like driving a very fast car off of a bridge. Do you know what I'm saying? Because a mandatory for who? Because as soon as Bivol, like right now, Beterbiev's old and Benavidez is moving out of the division. But as soon as the boy Bivol comes back from surgery, yeah, it's long for everyone. It's long for everyone, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? As soon as Bivol comes back from his surgery, he's just gonna collect these belts like Infinity Stones, bro. Could you imagine Bivol versus Whittaker, bro? Bivol, but never fight him like they moved Dillian White. Nah, but Dillian White wanted to fight the champions. He wanted to fight Chisora, not Chisora. He wanted to fight the world champions of the time. Do you know what I'm saying? He just they wouldn't fight him. Do you know what I'm saying? But as for Ben Whittaker don't want to fight Bivol. Bivol would take a fight with Ben Whittaker anytime, bro. Anytime. Bivol got to be at the top as long as he wants to. 100%. I swear Ben would beat the brakes off Anthony Yard right now. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I really don't. I really don't. We have only seen Yard systematically, before the Benavidez fight, we've seen Yard systematically broken down by two all-time greats. And I'm not a Yard fan. I'm dubious of Yard. I've never been a Yard fan. But we've seen him broken down by two all-time greats. We've never seen Yard quit. We've never seen Yard quit. We've seen Yard get brock up, but we've never seen him quit. We've seen my man quit to British level opposition. Liam Cameron's not even British level. We've seen him quit over nothing. Do you know what I'm saying? We've seen him quit, bruv. So Yard is not quitting. He can't crack like Benavidez. He can't crack like Beterbiev. He can't crack like Kovalev. He would have to be his absolute best to beat Yard. But if he can do that kind of a performance, if he can beat Yard, then we're talking. Then we're seriously talking. Do you know what I'm saying? They'll age out Bivol. Watch, he's 34 right now. Eddie will protect his assets. Yard will see a light skin with curly hair and say, "Yeah, 100%, 100%." Once when Yard sees another light skinned pretty boy, he's gonna say, "Yeah, boom, this is me. Yeah, this is me." As soon as Yard hears that accent, as soon as he hears that Dudley accent or whatever mash up Midlands accent he's got, yeah, he's gonna say, "Yeah, boom, cool." Big up the chat. I'll be promoting your watch along on my story in Fight Week, bro. Just get me the thumbnail and link on Friday night. G. Yes, love for that, Rance. Big love for that. Big up to the chat as well. If Yard beat Lyndon Arthur twice, Ben Whittaker hasn't got a snowball's chance. That's what I'm saying, bro. Even Lyndon Arthur or any of these anyone whose name we already know. That in fact, that's my only criteria for the next fight. Man, then tell me if this is fair or not. The next fight Whittaker has, I just want it to be somebody that I've heard of. I can't sit here and tell you, man, I've heard of Gavazi before, because I ain't. Do you know what I'm saying? But somebody that I've heard of. I've heard of Bradley Ritter. I've heard of Ezra Taylor. I've heard of Willie Hutchinson. Any of these man that I've heard of before, even if it's a low-level guy, but I've heard of you. I know who you are. I've got some measuring stick. Pause. Do you know what I'm saying? I can't measure what happened against bro. Gavazi's not even a journeyman, bro. That's the worst thing. A journeyman might be harder to beat. Gavazi's not even a journeyman, bro. Gavazi's only had 20 fights. He's not even a journeyman. He's only 30, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? A journeyman might actually be harder to beat. Do you know what I'm saying? It would be harder to beat. You could say right now, Callum Smith might be a journeyman. Do you know what I'm saying? He's never been a world title holder. He's been boxing for like 15 years at the pros. Like Callum Smith is a sly journeyman. Like he's the benchmark for the next crop. Callum Smith is tougher than Gavazi. Do you know what I mean? Like light heavyweight, bro. We've got to journeymen in this division who are tougher than the man that you just fought. No disrespect, because what you did was wavy. It was. But right now, I would say Callum Smith is a journeyman. Do you know what I'm saying? Honestly. And Yard is a journeyman. Yard right now is a journeyman. Do you know what I'm saying? If Morrell fought Yard, it's like, bro, you're fighting a journeyman, like someone that's been world title fights 3 times, been fighting for 10 years pro, blah, blah, blah. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what's mad? Ben is 28. 100, bro, that's what I'm saying. He made Gavazi look like Gaviscon. Now you he's getting old. The thing is with the old thing, I don't think 28 is old, but it might take 2 or 3 years before they get to a world title shot, by which time he's 31. His game is very much based on sharpness and speed, and that sharpness and speed will go. He already doesn't have great power. He's got good power, but not great power. Once the speed and sharpness goes, he's not going to be able to do the little hinky jinky movement. It's long. It's actually very long. Man, I'm going to wrap up. Man's got dinner to go and eat still. Thank you to everyone that's here, locked in. Thank you to Rants again for the raid. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. We're live for Chelsea tomorrow. We're live midweek. We've got a lot to talk about. Chelsea fans, do you know what I'm saying? I expect to see you here. Ravage and AT and all them man that have been here. The Chelsea fans have been here on hate-alongs every single week, sometimes twice a week, sometimes thrice a week, and they've had no successful hate-alongs yet. So let's see. Let's see about Caicedo. Let's see about Esther Wow. Let's see what you man are really on. Do you know what I'm saying? Let's see what Maresca's on. You man wanted him sacked earlier on in the season or last season, all these kind of things. Do you know what I'm saying? So like the video on the way out. Thank you for everyone that's subscribing as well. Big love. I'm going to see you, man, tomorrow. Peace and love every time. You already know what it is. Rants, thank you very much. I'll shout you. Love, man, them.